Hello everyone, welcome back to another Tomato Sauce stream. Today, the plan is to play some Plants. Plants is in a bit of a weird spot. I think when we took a look at everything that was coming, there was this kind of unanimous opinion that Plants were going to potentially be one of the better decks coming out of the box. But we've not seen it really accomplish anything. We've seen Buster Blader, we've seen Worms, and we've seen Vulcan all perform okay across various point battles and tournaments, etc, etc. We have yet to really see Plants do anything. I think a big part of this is just nobody's really playing them. Like, in the Grand Prix that we just had, there was one Plant player, and I think, again, during the Quantum Rush, again, there was only one person actually bringing Plants. So maybe people have just decided they don't like the deck, maybe they don't have all the cards for it, etc, etc, but maybe the deck's just bad. We'll have to actually play to find out. But who do we have in the chat? We have Quicks, we have Gunkin Suship Shari, the one and the only, we have Dragson, welcome, and we have Grand Harrier with the first, who is always here, bright and early, always the first. But I think the plan is, we're probably just going to hop straight in, really? Because I want to just play the deck. That's kind of where we're at. I just want to jump into some games and see how it goes. Now, it's only the second day of ranked reset, so we are down in silver, but I actually think that might be more detrimental to us, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of, you know, King of Games level players still down here trying to, like, climb up, so we're probably going to run into some actual quite fierce opposition, which is going to be exciting, right? It means that we won't just get a bunch of free wins. Hopefully, we'll get to play against stuff that isn't just Magnum Overlord 100 times, a ton of Blue Eyes, and a few Harpies. But we'll have to see what actually ends up happening. Let's see what we got. Silver 1 player from Hong Kong. Let's see what we got. Yuga Odo. So, I'm half expect... Oh, it is an archive skill. This could be anything. I'm going to hedge my bets, and this is likely to be a Harpy or a Blue Eyes. Let's see what they've got. Not a bad hand. We've got the Essel, and we're going second. We have already got the E-Trains, which is probably the best target to get off of the Essel, but... Okay, so it is Harpies. Let's see what we can find. Bean Soldier, the one, the only. Right, let's go Essel. Straight up Essel. Yeah, I think we always just use Essel here, because the monsters we've got on board are actually kind of good right now. Do we want a body? I think we always go for a body, right? I think for now, we just take Acacia, because Acacia's like an okay statted monster. Like, we could have taken the 15, which arguably would have been better, but... Next, we're going to go Nature's Invasion. We'll just pop the middle one. Let's see what he's got. Okay, not the best hit in the world, unfortunately. Now, we'll see if we can get some damage in. Tribute both to summon out the Atrains. We'll summon the Lindo. We'll summon the Bean Soldier. We'll go ahead and activate our Shadow Flower Blizzard and give 300 attack to our Atrains. Go to battle and just kind of hope this connects. Okay. Everything went better than expected. We'll get him for the 27 for 28 damage on the first turn, which is not bad. We've got a big board. Let's see what he does. So, this is not a difficult board to break, right? A 2300 boss especially is, it's a little bad. But, even if it had 25, Harpies isn't going to struggle to beat 25 anyway. All they need is any boss and they're good to go. All things considered, this is arguably the best board they could have made. Because they got the 15, they got the best Harpy, and they got 2 copies of it. So they emptied their hand. They could have had more back row. That would have been the actual scary part. Other than that, this is the strongest they could have done. Which means now we actually have to get a little bit lucky to be able to beat this board. Chances are we're only going to be able to beat one of these anyway. Ugh. This is where stuff gets a bit funky. Because we kind of want to put a monster in attack mode so that we choose what he gets to get the damage in on. Because a lot of our monsters have very low stats. So I guess we're going to summon out the Essel. The question is, are we going to use the Essel effect? I think we will. All things considered, that's pretty good. We do not want to draw any of those cards. Then we're going to have to throw these 2 in defense, set a back row, and then just kind of hope that we draw into boss monsters next turn. Let's see what he does. Fingers crossed we get something, because this might get a bit shaky if we don't. We'll probably take about 2,000 damage here, which is like 2 back row as well. We were hoping he was going to just draw a load of monsters. This is the worst case scenario for us. Okay, we only take the 16. We really need to see some bosses. We still have 4 left in deck, so let's see if we can find one. That is a boss. We can summon it. We can't use its effect, though, is the issue, because we've bricked on spell traps. But we'll summon out Gekka. We'll go ahead and flip Nature's Invasion. Let's hit this one. Then we're going to activate Gekka's effect, which does cost us some life, which is a little bit disappointing, but then we can take Lindo back. Then we will summon out the Lindo. We'll go ahead and tribute both to summon out the Atrains, and as much as I would really like to use the Atrains effect, I just cannot. I think we always use the skill here, there's no reason not to. I think here we do just set all of our back row because we want to reduce the chance that he can hit on a gate attack. I think that's the best thing we can do right now. So we'll go to battle and we'll try and clear one of these. Okay, that did actually work. If he had a counter pigeons, that was going to hurt really bad. But we have to get rid of them at some point, right? We can't just let them sit there forever. Hello, Gelato Gaga with the hype. Tribute to the Doomed. Well, it was Tribute to the Doomed or it was going to be Talismanic Seal Array. So either way, we were going to get hurt quite a lot there. We do still have our trap card, so we should be fine here. Negate. Alright. Can we draw... not a good hand. Not a terrible hand, though, to be fair. So this only changes defense to attack, which is a little awkward. So we'll set this. We will then set this. I guess no matter what, we're just going to go ahead and get out the Neoplandish. Out he comes. We can go ahead and activate his effect, which whiffs, which is very sad. No boost for us. I don't really think using any of our back row actually accomplishes anything here is the issue. Which means we could just die next turn, and there's not really anything we could do about it. I can't get any of his guys low enough. I could have reduced this by 100, that wouldn't have been enough. I could have reduced this by 800, which would have put it down to 500 attack, which means if we had got the boost off of Plandish, we could have threatened lethal, but we can't. Oh, unless we just go for it again. Do we risk it? Do we... Oh, we've already used the boost, so it wouldn't work anyway. What would he go up to? He still gains 7, so he's still got up to 32. Okay, we're gonna risk it. We're gonna. It's a little bit risky, but we'll see if it pays off. We'll tribute both. Summon this. We'll activate the Neoplandish. Then we're gonna activate the Talismanic Seal Array. We'll put this back. We'll put. We don't really have the life points to do anything crazy here, but we'll do this. We're gonna target the Harpy Lady. We'll go to battle. We'll swing over the Harpy Lady. Boom! And we found the lethal. It was super sketch, and we could have technically done an extra 300 damage, but that 300 wouldn't have mattered anyway. That's a good first game. I mean, the plant deck didn't look particularly... what's the word we're looking for? It didn't look super capable. We did almost lose to Harpies, which is not really where you want to be. Harpies is not a super strong deck. Like, it's not a bad deck, right? I don't want to throw Harpies under the bus and just say they're terrible, but like, we want this deck in an ideal world to compete with the stronger tournament decks, and Harpies isn't really that right now. Level 120, okay. Asana within Asana skill. So this could be Hammer Crush Deal. This could be Mighty... Oh, that is an awful hand. That is such a bad hand. Right, so it's just aggro. It's just aggro. I don't know how we beat aggro with this hand. Did you max Asana? Yes, we have maxed Asana. Hello, Tomato-saur. I see Harpies are a bad deck. They're not a bad deck. They're just not a good deck. He's Tribute set a monster, which I certainly cannot defeat. So, all we can do is pray. With a hand like this, all we can do is just pray he doesn't have like a crazy, crazy hand. Because if he's got a Barrel Dragon or a Dragius, which that should be one of those two cards. Oh, it's Ancient Arise. Okay, that's like the best possible option for us. It's fun watching you grinding. I mean, you know, to each their own. That is catastrophic. How much damage is that? That's lethal. We are dead. There is nothing we can do about this. We had to pray, and our prayers were unanswered. Unfortunately, we just bricked. There's not a lot we can do with 3 spell cards, a boss monster in hand on the first turn. That's just a nothing. That's a nothing game. It's fine. We just go next. Not to mention, I don't really think our deck even has a particularly good matchup into aggro, even if we don't brick. So, like, I think most of the time, to be fair as well, that was an Ancient Arise deck. Like, if we take a look at this quick, I'm going to assume this isn't the perfect aggro list. Yeah, like, it's playing Phantom Bind. It's playing... I mean, Widespread Ruin is not bad in aggro. It's playing Ultimate Flag Mech Ace Breaker. So we probably could have beat this list, but, like, a good aggro deck will probably beat us up anyway. So we'll have to see what happens. Oh no, wow, that was fast. I guess if you brick, you brick. There's not a lot you can really do. We would have needed a trap card to save us. We would have literally needed a negate attack or a slime. That was the only way we really lived that. But even then, if you're using those trap cards just to live, instead of to, like, preserve board or put yourself into a more favorable position, if you're just buying a turn, a lot of the time that's not going to be enough anyway. So we are going first here, which is not ideal when you've got the Essel. We don't really want to, like... I kind of want to drop this and use its effect, but it seems really bad to do so. I think what we're going to do is we're going to set these 3. And we're going to maintain the Gekka, because if we are able to draw out another boss and a normal, we can get both cards out using this hand. So that's the logic. Let's see what happens. When will Konami release Elemental Heroes in Rush Duels? So they are releasing them, I think, next week or the week after. Or oh, that's not good. Actually, all things considered, that's not too bad. In the physical Rush game, I would expect that we will get them in Duel Links sooner than later, right? I think when they want more nostalgia bait, because every set they seem to give us like a nostalgia bait archetype. So when they want to do that, I think that's when it's going to happen. He's got 1 card left in hand, which he kept there. The fact he summoned this, and he's put 1 max piece back on top. Did he put a max piece back on top? He must have done, right? Which means we're probably about to get maximum summoned on. But our deck isn't the kind of deck that can, like, worry about that. I think we just have to, like, push advantage wherever we can. So we're going to maintain a card, so we might as well maintain that. I guess we'll summon the Essel. Go ahead and activate its effect. Well, there goes our only out to you Overlord, so that's not ideal. Then we'll go ahead and tribute both of these. Summon this. We'll activate Nature's Invasion. Pop the back row. We're going to flip this up. We're going to just normal summon this. Because again, we're not in a position... Like, this deck is not a deck that can afford to play around Magnum. We just have to pretend he's not going to get it. Ignore its existence and try and get him for as much damage as possible. We don't have a backup plan. So it's this or nothing. So if he just hard draws the max, that's it. Now, chances are he kept a max piece in hand and he's just put 1 back to the top of his deck. So he only needs to find 1 more piece. So it's not unlikely that he just finds it off the top. It'll be a bit lucky, but like we couldn't sit there and go, oh, he hard drew the max, because he only needs to find 1 more piece. So I love seeing you using Elemental Hero. I love seeing you using Elemental Hero. I assume you would love to. Because, I mean, I would like to play them. I think that it's going to be a fun deck. I mean, alright, if we just win a 50-50 here, we might be able to win the game. Unfortunately, that's not the right one. I guess we'll just go for the Tribute to the Doomed, because we're going to die if we don't. Hey! Unfortunately, that is not a good enough replay to actually save. So, it was a nice win, but that's about it. So, my first impressions of Plants is... Obviously, we still yet to really see what they can do. We haven't used any of our cards to change defense position monsters to attack position. We haven't given our Etrain's Piercing yet. The primary concern is that we have never found ourselves in a very commanding position where our opponent is forced to just sit in defense mode. Right? Like there, he had one defense monster, but that doesn't really mean anything. Right, what's this going to be? This hand is okay, all things considered. This hand just got worse, but that's fine. I think we just go for the set 4 pass. I would have liked to have a third monster here, but this is okay. It's hard to complete Asana's deck when I'm only grinding. Well, yeah. Black Dragon Rising. Okay. So is this going to be Who Eyes? Which is the Blue Eyes Bright, but with red eyes? It is. Okay, this is Who Eyes. Let's see what he does. So we got that down. Now we can get down the other guy. But I don't have any face up, so you can't pop either of my guys. You're just going to have to swing over them both. Chooses not to mill. That's interesting. And this is where stuff gets a bit funky, because I can get out the Etrains, assuming I don't break. Which, yeah, we're fine. I can clear this whole board, but then he's just going to potentially get the red eyes back to hand, and then we've got to start all over again. I think I have to clear the whole board, though. So we're going to normal summon Essel. Activate the effect to fuel the graveyard a bit more. We don't need the graveyard fueled, but, like, why not? We'll summon. We will then tribute out the Etrains. Out she comes. We'll go ahead and activate our skill. Boost the Etrains up. Then we can activate the Talismanic Seal Array. We'll put back... I mean, we want to keep one of our plants in grave. One of our normal plants. As fuel for Gekka. Then there's no reason to not use this on Blue Eyes Bright. It's going to lose 16. We'll normal summon this. Go to battle. Swing over the Bright. Getting a nice 5-hundo, and then swing over the red eyes. Unfortunately, it's not a ton of life point damage in, but we cleared the board. He now needs to find a red eyes black chick in order to get the red eyes back. Other than that, he's just got to, like, hard summon. I suppose he could also get... okay, that's rough. So that means he drew Kyberman and a Bright. If he also has a red eyes black chick, then we are in a terrible spot. Okay, he does not. Okay, this is kind of fine. Is there a Red Eyes and Blue Eyes fusion monster? Yes, there are lots for both of them in the physical game. We just haven't got them yet in the in Duel Links. Ah, this is annoying as well. He drew... So his hand was Kyberman, Blue Eyes Bright, Siesta Torero, which is like the perfect hand to out our board. And then a back row and a normal summon. Okay. What the heck is this? What would you set? Like maybe a Triad Drago? Right, we're going to need a good hand here. That's a hand. I mean, I guess it does what we need, right? So we're going to summon out the Jasmine. We'll flip over a Nature's Invasion. We're going to go ahead and pop this. Okay, that was a good pop. We'll summon out the Essel. I don't think we need to use Essel here, though. All of our graveyard requiring effects are already spun. So, we're just going to go ahead and tribute out the Etrains. 1, 2. Then the question is, are we going to use the Etrains? I think we have to, right? I don't think we can afford not to. So we'll discard the Etrains, and then bring back the Etrains. Then we're going to set this. We're going to activate our skill. As much as, like, the piercing here would be really nice, I don't think we can actually afford to use it. We've just got to put this here. And since, again, this does out our boss monster, I think we have to put this here. And then we'll pass. And then that goes back to the bottom, and that's it. Do you believe we'll be getting fusions this year or next year? Right, so in the chronological timeline of the anime, which seems to be what dictates most of how Duel Links works, we are currently at the end of the Sevens tournament arc. So, what that would mean to me is we're about to go into the Goha sibling arc. And the Goha sibling arc is... Well, I guess we're kind of at... Right, we're partially at the end of the Sevens tournament arc. We're also partially at the beginning of the Asana arc, right? Because obviously we've just got the Asana. So, depending on how you look at it, we should be getting the rest of... I think we always do this. We should be getting the rest of the Asana and the Heavy Cavalry Club members decks, which would mean we're going to get Insects, we're going to get Earth Machine, we're going to get the Wing Beast stuff for Trapidion, and we're going to get the... Well, we've already got the Beast stuff for Caterpillar, but we could get the rest of it. I think feasibly we could very easily get fusions this year. I don't know if we'll get them as early as September. That's the only thing. I think it would make sense for them to come out like November, December kind of time. But if they were to coincide with like the New World sort of thing, then that's not, you know, when they come out. Alright, let us activate a Train's effect. We'll send this, bring this back. Change this to attack. We can normal summon you. We can activate the skill. We'll boost this up. Now the question is, are we going to bother using that? We could get rid of that. We'd get in for 1,000, get in for 11, which would be 21. 35 is the maximum amount of damage we can do, so I don't think it's worth using this. So we're going to go to battle. We're just going to swing over. So hopefully we're going to be in an okay position to try and kill next turn. The downside here is we are out of a trains. Both of our trains are on the bottom of our deck. So, when our opponent inevitably outs this turn, we have to just top deck in Neoplandish. That's the awkward part. We're being vegan today, boys. Yeah, we got to, you know, eat ninjas. Like a trains. It's just a flower. Don't worry about it. How do I get Magical Stone Excavation in Rush Duels? You cannot yet, right? It's not in Duel Links. But it will be out eventually, and it's a very, very, very powerful card. It's one of the first cards that actually got limited. Hi, Zaki. Nice to see you. Sup? Yeah, welcome on in, Zaki. That's an exclusive NPC card, I believe. At the moment, yeah. It's the end of the first season. All of the strongest of all Goha siblings is Goha Yuga. Yes, but the Goha sibling, like, arc, like, the first part of it, is when Yuo, I think his name's Yuo, the fusion guy, the Metarian guy, when he... Why have we put this in defense mode? Were we forced to put this in defense mode, or is he just misplayed? No, there was no reason to put this in face-up defense. And his skill locks him from attacking with 7. So he could have just lethaled us here, but he's chosen not to. It's Asana Ards. It's part of Asana's deck. Yuo is the first fusion duelist. Oh, yeah, but, right, just because... Right, so by that logic, we would already have Dark Revelation, right? By that logic, we'd have all the Worm Trap cards. By that logic, we'd have all the dinosaur stuff. Like, they don't release 100% of cards, like, coinciding with the anime. So just because the card was in her deck doesn't mean we're automatically going to get it. How does this beat set 3 pass? He's already used 2 copies of Torna. He's going to have a third. I mean, we don't have anything else to do, so we are set 3 passing no matter what. So we'll just pass the turn. Until we have a chance to try and go for lethal, there's no reason to use Tribute to the Doomed. But the one who invented fusion in Seven's world is the Lookman. There was a duelist in anime who uses Dinosaur Maximum. Yep, there was. His name was... God, what was his name? He was the friendly little kid who helped them, like, dig up the Maximum cards. Tracker. Yeah, Tracker I think was his English name. I can't remember if that was his Japanese name as well or not. If we attacked this one, we wouldn't have had to use our trap card, but now we have to use our trap. Alright, we just need to avoid milling Neoplandish. That's all we need. Just don't mill Neoplandish. Okay, we did not mill Neoplandish, so there's potential we can come back into this. There's Neoplandish. Okay. Gekka is pointless here. Unless, actually, Gekka might not be pointless because this will allow us to get an extra card in hand. We'll grab Beam, I guess. No matter how you look at this, we are almost certainly going to die. Which is not ideal. So we set this. We tribute 2. Bring this out. So we know this effect is going to work because we know what the bottom card of our deck is. Then we activate Shadowflower Blizzard. Unfortunately, we would need a TSA to actually game. I think we just set these two. Activate this. Discard this. Pop this. Go to battle and then attack over this. I think that's the best we've got. There is still a lot of opportunities he has that could kill us. Could we have won the game there if we'd put these both in attack? We would have done an extra 100? No. We would have done more damage, but it wouldn't have been lethal, right? Yeah, no matter what, if we had flipped these both up, we were capped out at 1500 more damage. Oh, okay, that's actually not too bad, depending on what he flips up. Okay, 13. That... If he has any 25, we're just dead. So if he has the Soul Drake or a Blue Eyes Bright in hand, I don't know how many copies he's used. There's 1 Bright, there's 1 Soul Drake, there's 2 Bright, there's 2 Soul Drake, 3 Bright, so he has 1 Soul Drake. If he has a Soul Drake in hand, we are dead. Ah! That's a shame. That is a shame. There's nothing we could do about this, though. It's weird how his sneeze finds materials maximum cards. I mean, it's one of the many quirks of Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s. Is that some of the characters, like, they don't really make sense, but that's kind of the appeal. Oh yeah, Asana owns Hammer Crush? Yeah. So we are just dead here. Even if he... I don't know why we bothered to flip this down. We're just doing it for the fun of it. But, yeah. Even if he doesn't use the effect to boost, it's still lethal. We were close. We could have got him down to 500 life points. That was the best we could have done. I'm not going to lie, guys. Plants don't feel great. We feel like we're always on the back foot. We feel like even when we make plays, it's just not good enough. So... So far, we're 2-2, which I guess is something, but, like, we're losing to decks that aren't very good. And I think that's where the problem lies. If we can't beat bad decks, how are we going to beat good decks? So far... I mean, I think this was already most people's opinion after seeing the cards come out. So far, Plants feel the weakest deck from the new box. I'm getting my last few duels in with pre-nerf noodles, not looking forward to needing to find a new deck. I mean, if you still like the kind of burn strategy with that little bit of aggression, I think Vulcan is not a bad one to go to. Like, it did just take 2nd place at a tournament. The deck does have some really good matchups. It also has some really bad matchups, so... We should probably move our chat as well, so it's not over the... We haven't actually had the chat on for a while, so... Where is chat? There it is. Bring this up. There we go, that looks a lot better. This hand is... weird. Do we go aggressive with this hand? It would just be really funny. Let's just get aggressive. Let's just get funny with it. Bean Soldier. Then we'll activate Jasmine. We'll flip this up. Then we'll summon Bean Soldier. Go, Jasmine! Come on, let Jasmine get a kill. Okay, Jasmine still does get a kill. Forcing a widespread as well on a Bean Soldier is fantastic. Now he's using the bar... Why are we bothering to use the barrier? I think this guy isn't very good, which is going to make it much, much, much worse when we lose to them. What are the cards that is nerfed today in Duel Links? Now, you're going to have to be a bit more specific. What do you mean that's nerfed today in Duel Links? Do you mean like decks that don't have all their cards released, or, you know, cards that have been hit with the ban list, or decks that have been hit with the ban list? So, the decks that have just been hit would be Machines, Cyburst, and Noodles. Noodles has been basically killed and is just dead, but Machines and Cyburst still look fine. They are absolutely a-okay to keep going. I'm not feeling great about this. I guess we'll just put this sideways. We have to keep Gecko. There's no reason to sit on Lindo. I don't think Acacia is going to matter, so we're going to set it. We're also going to set our Nature's Invasion, and this is probably just going to get popped. We are not expecting Nature's Invasion to stick around, but I would rather he used his back row removal on this rather than a trap card that we draw later. Because we could just fire this off, but I want him to pop this. There we go. This is exactly what we expected. I love your Noodles. Now they are nerfed. Yeah, unfortunately, the Noodle nerf is crippling, right? It was a limit 3, which I think would have been plenty. But then they also were like, okay, well, as well as the limit 3, we're going to change the skill and make it terrible. The problem here is we have to deal with potentially both of them back roads. We could tribute both and then summon that. That's not a good plan. We could go for a double Etrains play, but that means we have no follow-up for the following turn. We could keep the Gecko, but then that's so greedy. That's so greedy. Right, let's tribute 2. Summon out the Etrains. We're going to fire off the Nature's Invasion. We'll go ahead and pop this one. We did not hit a trap, which is very scary. I think with that in mind then, we're going to set 2. We're going to activate the skill. Pump our attack up, go to battle, and now we're expecting to hit... I mean, this should... No, because he's got barrier. He's got the barrier. And Recital, apparently. He'll pass. So this guy is on Recital, Barrier, and Widespread Ruin. Okay, 1500 comes down. Will it feel weird to if Go Rush characters meet 7 characters in Duel Links, since I think Duel Links story, the events has connections to all Yu-Gi-Oh series, which is still a mystery. I don't think it would be that bad. I think they could just make it work. But I do think... I think Go Rush World this now would be too early, personally. That's my opinion. Right, we'll take back Bean Soldier. We're going to go ahead and activate Nature's Invasion. We're going to pop one of these. Well, we did hit a good card. I don't know if it's going to matter too much in the grand scheme of things. We'll summon out the Gecko, activate the Gecko, take back another Bean Soldier. We're then going to normal summon by tributing both of these. Then we're going to go ahead and activate Etrains. I'm going to bring back the Etrains. We're going to flip this up. And then we're even going to activate Tribute to the Doomed, because why not? We're going to pop this. Go ahead and use our skill. I just want to get as much damage in as physically possible here. We'll swing with this. Get him for the 14. Getting for the 26. And unfortunately, just shy of lethal. And we do lose a boss monster here. But we've got him down to a hundo. So now if we summon any boss and he doesn't have a trap card, we do just win. Okay, now it's a bit specific. Well, what do we have left? We still have both Neoplandishes. We still have a Trains. Are we going to die here to TSA? That would be very sad, but like, it's very possible. Because that's 21. Okay, he's keeping 2 cards in hand, so he's probably all bricked up. Okay, so now it comes down to, is that trap anything? The issue is, if it's a barrier, I have to use this to clear. Right, we're going to set. We're going to set. We're going to tribute both. Summon this. Activate the effect first, because we know it's guaranteed to work. Then we're going to summon out the Lindo. Then we're going to activate the TSA. And the reason we're doing it like this is because no matter what, this should allow us to clear this Blue Eyes. If he does have a Recital, we can still clear it and still attack him for lethal. So we use Shadow Flower Blizzard, boost this up, go to battle, swing. Okay, he did not have a Recital, so we're fine. Yeah, it's probably next year. Dubbed hasn't even released yet. Yeah, exactly. Yo, some Cope Plant time here. Welcome on in Terranigma Hack. Welcome, welcome. And welcome on in Dr. Alex. Okay, again, we did get a win, but like our opponent was bricking through most of that game, so that wasn't like a real win. I don't know. Plants feel kinda ass so far. I don't know if there's anything we can do with them to make them feel a little bit better. We'll play a couple more games. And if we don't feel like our impression improves, we'll try shaking the deck up a little bit. We'll try mixing things around, see if there's anything better we can do. Because if we can't even beat Blue Eyes and Harpies, like, consistently... Well, we're on a rank up game. Let's see if we can make that. Another deck where we don't get any good spell trap support and works probably only because of the skill. I don't even know if we could say it works, to be honest. Have you tried Thunders with the new discard spell? I have not tried it yet. I have seen mixed results with it, to be honest, with other people testing it. I think a lot of people were like... I mean, I said this before in a stream we did the other day, but I think it's a cute little combo. It doesn't make Thunders top tier. It doesn't do a ton. It just helps a little bit. And I think that helping a little bit is nice. It might even put Thunders back up to like a tier 3 deck. But I don't think... I think a lot of people saw that interaction and went, Thunders are going to be insane. Tier 1 deck. Whoa. And it's like, no, it's fine. Like, the combo's nice. It's decent. It's going to give Thunders like a leg to stand on. Is it going to make them like crazy? Realistically not. This hand is really not ideal, is it? Where the boss is at, yo? That's what I want to know. Well, I'm just going to pass on this. I think Noodles is more stronger than Plants. Well, Noodles right now are pre-nerf, so they're actually probably still one of the best decks in the game. Post-nerf Noodles... I think I would be inclined to say I think post-nerf Noodles would be stronger than Plants. I think just comparing the two decks, Plants get the occasional piercing, but Noodles just get up to like 3,000 attack easily every turn. And they get a one-time body back to hand. So I would say, yeah, Noodles I think are just better than Plants. At least it got a skill unlike Beast Gear. Beast Gear is like... I don't know why Konami hate Beast Gear, but they do. It's so sad. Alright, we'll just let him clear this board. This is fine. Alright, I need to draw something good. That's still nothing. Where are the good cards at? Alright, we're gonna fire off Nature's Invasion. I think we actually have to pop the field spell. Because how else do we... He's got Constructless Topia, which is this one. This will just keep letting him get it back again and again and again. I think we have to pop the back row then. If he had the better skill, I would probably have popped the field spell here, just because our deck is not very good at dealing with just like 2,900 guys. But his skill was specifically there to keep recycling the field spell, so popping it I think is just not going to do anything. It'd be funny if Luke versus the Tyrant Luke battle in Duel Links. We'll have to see what they decide to do. Ugh, there it is, 2,900. That's a little bit yikes for us. Construct Blistopia! Okay. Gives her a little boost. Just a little 300 boost. That's the same kind of boost that I give with my skill. It's sad, really, that I feel like the second best worm skill is still probably better than the best plant skill, or the only plant skill. Where are the boss monsters? We've gone through 15 cards. We have yet to find them. I mean, I guess we just chill, right? Like, what else can we do other than patiently wait until we draw boss monsters? Since Tyrant Luke is the strongest duelist in Go Rush, it's needed Yuga and Yuga to tag duel him. I don't know if I would say he's the strongest duelist in Go Rush, to be honest. Like, he's definitely up there. He's one of the best. But there are so many duelists that are, like, never dueled against each other. Like, the Sea Serpent brothers. Well, the older brother, obviously. The younger brothers are clearly not as strong. I think both of them are potential, or have potential. Of course we draw out all the bosses at once. Then there was, Kawaidal, who was also very, very strong. Well, we'll go Gekka, activate Gekka, take back Bean, normal Bean, tribute both for Neoplandish, activate Neoplandish. Oh, come on, game. Oh, I just need just a little bit of luck, you know, just something to get me going. We could use this to pop this, but the problem is I feel like we need to keep this in case he does go for the maximum. Okay, we boost this up. We go to battle, we just swing. I don't think it really matters what we swing over. We'll go for the damage. We have to get damage in somewhere. We've got 2 back row to protect us, so we should be okay. Oh, we knew that was on the bottom of our deck. We knew that was on the bottom because he used the back row hate card to put it on the bottom. So we're sat there cursing the game for unluck, but no, that was actually just a happy little accident for our opponent. I think we do... The issue is, if we use the negate attack, I think we have to use it. I don't think we can afford to lose the Plandish. This is how we, like, out this board. But it does mean we no longer have it for the max. Come on, game. What is this? I need tribute fodder. Alright, we'll go ahead and activate Nature's Invasion. We're just going to pop the back row. We'll go ahead and activate Neoplantish. How unlucky can we get? What do we... What is, like, the backup plan here? I think we have to normal summon this. Activate the effect. We'll flip this up. Gain a nice tiny amount of life points. We're then going to tribute both of these. To summon this. Activate the effect. Thank you for finally hitting a plant. Activate Blizzard. Boost this up. Then... Do I discard a card just so that we... How many... We still have another one of... I think we have to do this. Right, this sucks. This play is terrible, but... We have still got another Etrains in deck, and the chances of us drawing it are so incredibly high. that I don't think we can actually afford to keep 2 trains in hand. If we draw into triple trains, I think the game is over. Uses Construct Dystopia, that'll boost it over. That's fine. We can't do anything about this. Okay. There is still a chance. There is the third of trains that we were worried about. We have Jasmine as well, which means we can flip one of these up. So it might just be a 50-50 on how this game goes now. So we normal. Activate the effect. Flip this up. Yes, I'll draw a card. Then we'll set this. Tribute 1. Tribute 2. Summon this. Then we activate your effect. Send you. Bring you back. Because you were special summoned, I can now activate the skill. Boost you up and give you piercing. Go to battle. Swing over with piercing. Boom! Whoa! Alright, we found the lethal line, but that only worked because we did enough damage where he was scared and he had to set a bunch of monsters. If he was, like, brave enough, he could have put decent attack statted guys on the board. We don't think we would have been able to kill him. I think that's probably the next best replay we've had today, though, which is a bit sad. But we did manage to take it somehow. Somehow we found the line. And we're up to silver 5. Whoa. Alright. It seems Otis will be revealed this rush season. We'll have to wait and see. Oof. Lol. Bad draw. You brick. Feels like somewhat predictable Super Mini is going to make or break for a lot of players. None of the new decks can stand up to the current meta consistently, and Worms coming close is down to it having a max it can sack. If the Super Mini is bad, then Rush Duels on Duel Links is going to be in a tough spot. I mean, to be fair, Rush Duels in Duel Links has been in several tough spots in the past, and it's like kind of doing okay, right? Like when we had the Hell Tuning Invasion meta, that was a bit rough. The very first wave that we had with like no spell or trap cards, that was kind of rough. We keep coming out the other end. Also, welcome on Pro Manicus. It's one of those things though, I do think you're right. I do think we are going to get a Super Mini. And I personally would like to see new decks doing well. I don't want to just be in the same meta forever and ever and ever, right? Just bring out new decks, bring out new cards, let them breathe, let them be good. Will Speed Duel forgotten? I do not think that's going to happen somehow. Plants Tier 0! Ship the YouTube video. We've got some footage. No. Well, we have to summon out one of these bosses. That's happening either way. I'm not sitting here with 2 bosses in hand. I think it has to be a Trains. No matter what, he's going to be able to clear either of these bosses anyway, and a Trains is more useful when it's in the graveyard. It's not going to get piercing, because it wasn't special summoned, but... yeah, okay, so it's... ooh, so level 4. So this could be Thunder. Let's see what he's got. Oh, it's just Blue Eyes. It's just Blue Eyes. We're thinking too hard. It's always Blue Eyes. Since Go Rush is starting to get popular, I do not think that Rush Duels is ever going to reach the stage where it surpasses or even remotely threatens like speed / like master rule. Like it's just not going to threaten the main game like at all. Which is fine, right? It doesn't have to be better. Like I think it's completely okay as it is. Do I bother keeping this about? It's a good tempo play. Right, now we definitely do, because he's investing so much into this that I think it is worth using the negate attack. It might end up being a mistake, but he just keeps investing more and more. I'd really like it if he didn't have 2 back row, because that means he could now thwart my attempt to get back at him. But I think I do want to negate this. Keeping this body around and the potential of going into a Plant Dish next turn just seems too good. I don't think we're going to worry too much about that. So let's... With 2 back row, I don't want to get, like, hyper-aggressive. But I just don't. So I'll tribute these 2. Summon this out. I want to leave a monster in defense still. Oh, he's got ice? He's got freeze? That is annoying. I mean, we still threaten this, so that's fine. We'll set this. We will activate the skill. Boost this up. If this is like... This would have to be exactly like the barrier to be really annoying. Because even if it's like widespread, yeah, negate attack's fine. Because at least the trap is gone, right? How will you rate Rush Duel? How will you rate Rush Duel to Speed Duel? So if we're talking about specifically in Duel Links, Rush Duel is in an okay spot right now. I think the meta's getting a little bit stale, but it's not like a bad meta, right? Like, it's not like Cyburst and Machine and Royal Rebels are like awful and, oh, it's terrible, we hate this meta. It's just it's been going on for a bit long. I think that's my only problem with Rush. Speed seems to be in a weird loop at the moment of releasing a skill that's super, super broken, then having to nerf it. That seems to be like where Speed is at the moment. I think out of the 2, obviously I'm a Rush guy, I really like Rush, but I do also really, really enjoy playing Speed. Find out it's Phantom Bind? Oh, please, no. Yeah. The problem here is we can go for the Neo Plant Dish, which I think we have to do. Or we try and clear both and just hope his back row's nothing. Because, like, any back row would stop us. But it would be really funny. Let's do the funny play. Let's do the funny play. This is arguably just worse. But it's the funny play. So we're going to do the funny play. Come back a trains. We'll go ahead and activate Shadowflower Blizzard. Target the Atrains. Then we're going to drop the Talismanic Seal Array. We'll put back both of our... Oh, I've only got the 1 Neo Plant Dish. I thought we had 2 in there. Yeah, that'll do. Put these 4 back. Target this. Go to battle. We'll attempt to swing over. Okay, so he needs, like, Recital then. Okay, no Recital. Okay, so that worked out pretty okay, all things considered. Now, this is not a very good end board, right? Let's be honest. This kind of sucks. But we did get rid of 2 of the big threats. Now, the key problem of this is our opponent is going to be on 3 copies of Soul Drake, which can just bring these straight back from the graveyard. He also still has 2 copies of Kyberman in his deck, which will let him search out the 3rd and give him easy access to the Blue Eyes Bright Dragon. So we're not expecting this board to actually survive. Okay, we got rid of the Torna. That's something, I suppose. We'll see what happens. Like, we're not really in a good position, but... yeah, there he is. There he is. There's the Soul Drake. Again, the chances of him drawing into one of the 4 cards that easily outs this is, like, so high. Hello, Mr. Tamako. Hello, Soramir. Welcome, welcome on in. Hope you're having a lovely, lovely day. You've caught us playing some plants. And I'm going to use the word playing very loosely. We are experiencing the plants. They do not feel super great. That's kind of where we're at right now. I really don't know if I even like Atrains, to be honest. Like, losing the body sucks. Like, to be fair, without Atrains, we couldn't have outed the double Blue Eyes Bright board, but... I mean, we're not dead on board. Yet. Okay, we get to live the turn. That's something. Ow. Take the 11. Then we'll take the other 11. Oh, he can't attack because he used Soul Drake's effect. That's right. How many of these has he used? That's 2, 3 Torn is gone. So he can no longer beat set 3 pass. So that might end up being our win condition. I think we're going to set this. I don't want to set the whole hand because I want to draw less cards. Okay, so he's going to use the Dragon's Inferno. That will pop our back row, which means he could play another back row and get his hand even emptier, which would be really nice. Because as is, we will win in 5 turns. Deck him out. That's the plan. Although, you know, there's a lot of ands, ifs, and buts as to whether or not that plan will actually work. Also, leaving face-up monsters can be a bit of a detriment because of Blue Eyes White Dragon's effect. So by using that, he is making his loss seem more likely. Now, he does play Talismanic Seal Array, so we should expect him to have another one, which means we really, really do not want to leave face-up monsters because that'll let him just refill his graveyard or allow him to pop our guys and get direct attacks in. So, like... the problem is he's going to hit this. He's going to leave this face up. That is the issue we're having. We need to get this back face down. That is... that is like our priority, but it's like so awkward. We can do it. Alright, we're going to summon out Gekka. We're going to activate Gekka. We're going to take back... I guess we have to take back another Bean. But we'll take back the Lindo. If it's not going to make much difference. It's an extra 100 damage. It might come up. We're going to tribute set this. Then we're going to set this. Set this. I don't even need to set either of these. But I do need to draw into enough monsters to, like, live. Let's set 1. And then we'll just pass. Let's see what he does to this. Right, we win in 3 turns. Does use the Dragon's Inferno. How many bosses do we have left? 1. We've only got 1 in the graveyard, which means we have 3 left in deck. Could have popped the back row. We don't really want to pop his back row. Ooh. Okay, that's fine. Unless he has another way to get piercing or pop or get a card back to hand, which he shouldn't have. That's only going to be a maximum of 3,000 damage that we take. With that in mind, if I had known he was going to do that, I would have set this as well, just to give me more draws. Actually, the maximum we're taking is 11 right now. Okay, straight to battle. He knows what one of these is. He knows one of these has 1400 defense. Okay, that worked out well for us because I did not want to leave that face up. Okay, the issue now is that we need to not draw spell traps and tribute monsters. That's where we're at. There is a bunch of tribute monsters. You see how this has created an issue for us. Okay, I think we have to Gekka, right? Is there a world in which we can get away with not Gekka-ing? I don't think there is. So we Gekka... I think we set this. We tribute set this. Because we can't beat over him. Like, that ship has sailed. Then we'll pass. So with this, he can't clear with these. So he has to tribute out another monster if he wants to try and clear. Okay, that's fine. Now it's come down to the other monster he summons. He needs to have 1500 attack. That's the only way he could kill me here. That's fine. Now, the problem that we still have is our deck still has an Atrains in it. If we can avoid drawing our trains, we're going to be in a really good spot. After Asana's event, Dennis will return next week. Yeah, which is going to be pretty cool. Ah. That does cause some minor issues. We needed just one more monster, which we did not find. So we set. I think we have to do this, right? Pop that. Set pass. And now it literally comes down to what has he got. If he has what he needs, we're just dead. He needs to attack in the right order, and he needs to summon out another monster that can clear a 14. As is. Oh, that no, because that will lock him into only attacking with level 8s. He's using it, so now he can only attack. His level 7 or lower monsters cannot attack. So this is not going to be. So we just win now, right? I cannot see a world in which we lose from this position. He's already used Tribute to the Doomed. What other cards could he have? Like, it would have to be Pierce or Stop Defense, right? Alright, we're saving that replay. It was a bit of a weird one, but we're saving it. Okay, well, we managed that somehow. What does that mean? We're at... We've won more games than we've lost, right? I think that puts us at 4-3. I think. So all things considered, that went all right. So what deck are you planning to use after Ninja Plants? So I might swap the plants up today into a different plant build, just because there are like multiple ways to like think about the deck. Other than that, the only like new decks I really want to play is probably going to be like Gaze of the Sky Emperor, Worms. We'll see if that is remotely playable or not. Okay, 1400 butts is quite good. This is like one of the better hands we've actually opened playing this deck. Let's see what our opponent's got for us. But this is the last of the new types that we haven't played, right? Oh, it's going to be Harpies, okay. Tributes 2. So Harpy's Pet Dragon? Okay. What's the last card in hand though, buddy? Boost it by 7. Flip something up. Get him for like a maximum of 17. How do Bronze return? He was sent to the Shadow Realm. I mean, we might never know how Bones returns from the Shadow Realm. Oh, the Bean Soldier army has come. They have answered the call. Let's get rid of that. That does nothing, so we will tribute both. Summon out the Neoplandish. Activate Neoplandish effect, which we actually landed for once, which is very nice. We have TSA as well. Wait, is this lethal? No, nowhere near lethal. It's very funny though. So either way we do this, we could reduce him down by 14, down to 600. So we've got 28 plus 35, which is 73. So we can put him so close to death. I think we're going to do it just for the fun. Let's just put everything back. Because now he's going to be so scared to leave anything in attack mode. Go get him, Neoplandish. And go, my bean soldiers. If these had 100 more attack, guys. If they had 100. Oh, no, it would have to be in... no matter what, even if they had the 100, he still would have been left on 100 life points. Could you imagine, though? Okay, we've got the Essel. Mill a couple of Harpies. Summons out the Faith Bird. Tribute 1 for Cybertech Alligator, so we still can't actually out the Neoplandish other than crashing at the moment. Tributes 1 does have the out, so now we can clear both of these. He needs a 1500 to actually clear this, and now if we find any boss, we kill this, and we just win the game. Literally any boss will do it. Okay, we're just pumping up. Pumping us. Ooh, that. If that wasn't a back row, I would feel so much better. But now that could be a negate attack. That could be a widespread. That will put us in a bit of a tight spot. Right, come on. We just need to draw well. If we find a boss and a back row hate, we just win the game. And that's the game. That is how we win the game, everyone. Behold Nature's Invasion. Then we will summon forth Gekka. Activate Gekka's effect. Return to me, my bean. We will then tribute 2 monsters. Activate our skill. Summon our bean! And the other bean! And then we're just going to battle and we'll just win the game. Boop. Well, there it is. Another win for the Flowers. I guess we'll save that replay. I would really like to get some games against other decks, but unfortunately, down here in Silver, everyone plays the same 2 decks the entire time. But now we're in Gold, but I'm still expecting to see, like, the same decks. Let's see what our next opponent's going to be on. We haven't seen any Overlord yet. We've been expecting to see Overlords, but we just have not seen them. Just nobody is on it. Oh no, we played against one Overlord player, didn't we? I think our very first game was against an Overlord player. And we have also played against one Worm player. And this is probably another Worm player. I believe in the plant dream. I think Asana's great-grandmother, Asuka, is more strict than her. I mean, probably. Don't really like this open. I suppose it's not awful. It's kind of fine, really. I am just complaining about nothing. Oh heck, it's the Winged Dragon Guardian of the Fortress. Losing the Buffeted Slime kind of sucks, but like we didn't want to draw it this early. 1400s as well is very annoying because they just beat out the 13s. Does summon out the Dragius, so he is just playing Hammer Crush Deal because our opponent is really, really boring. Now we do just out this, which is quite nice. Just saw how her deck are so OP. What are you talking about? Asuka, because her deck is not very good. I hate to break it to you. We'll activate Essel, mill some cards. We'll summon out Acacia. Or then normal summon Neoplandish. We'll go ahead and activate Neoplandish effect. We will get the boost. We'll activate our skill. Now we could just go in for a bit more damage here, but it's not worth it, I don't think. I think we'll just clear, because using this we can clear a boss later that we couldn't otherwise clear, rather than just getting more damage in. Thank you, music, for just stopping. There we go. That will be Dunon from Zexal series. Dumon. What are we talking about? Dumon from Zexal? What, the new character that's getting released? With the, Star Seraph? I believe is his deck. Siesta Torero. Whoa. Calm down there, soldier. To me, though, Yuhi is more stronger than Yuga so far in Yu-Gi-Oh! It depends. Yuga lost a lot, but I think it's like... I almost feel like Yuga doesn't play to win. Yuga plays for fun, and that lets him down a lot. Like, his deck is such a mishmash of crap. I'm saving that replay. Like, it's not a very good replay, but it's very funny. Oh, the plants are winning. I'm not sure if we deserve these wins, but we will take them. Let's go again. Yuga duels Yuhi and loses. Yuga loses to a lot of people, though. That's kind of his thing. But he's not... Like, in a lot of his games, it feels like whenever it's like a high-stakes game, where there's like actually something on the line, he usually does okay. But if it's just for fun, or just like a tournament game that he doesn't really care about, because for him, dueling is just about fun, for the most part. So like when he duels against like Otis, for example, I mean, that's not even necessarily a good example, because he sticks a load of crap in his deck, just to be like, oh, my friends. Well, let's just find the Atrains. That's not an Atrains, but we will take a Neoplandish. We'll go ahead and activate the effect. It's a really bad mill, because we also did not get the boost from it. We'll use that. We'll summon Acacia. Activate Acacia. Flip this up. Set 1. Set 2. Go to battle. Get in for the 18. And we'll try and clear these. Since it's machines, they're likely to have quite low defense. And we're golden. And we'll just pass the turn. But right now, Yuga is serious about his road. It seems he's trying to be Otis so far. I mean, they've been hinting the entire time that Yuga is Otis, right? Like, since Go Rush kind of started. They keep, like, hinting more and more and more. But that's why I think he might not end up being Otis, as weird as it sounds. Just because they did the same thing where it was like, oh, Yuga's going to be the 6th Goha sibling. And they pushed it and pushed it and pushed it and pushed it. And then it was like, whoa, actually, he wasn't. Okay, we got the Aim Eagle. Drop the Aim Eagle. Use the Aim Eagle effect. We know he at least has a Gold Rush. Gonna use the Barrage of Steel as well to pop the TSA, which does kind of suck. I'm gonna use the effect. Do you know Goha Yuna has a crush on Yuga? I mean, it's hard to miss that. It's not exactly subtle. Did my man open... So he had Ghost Cyclone to give him the draw. He had the double back row pop to get rid of both of my cards. He's got the ultimate Surge Bicorn, and he has the double Tribute in hand. Like, this is like the perfect hand sculpted hand that he had. This is actually insane. Yeah, this is looking very rough for us. With this hand especially. I mean, this isn't unoutable, but he has gotten he has drawn about as well as he could have. Like, I do not think he could have done any better than this. Yeah, there's no reason to kill Essel, unless you just really don't want me to mill. That is a bit of an issue, because with both the TSAs gone, we don't have a way. Even if we used Etrains to get a boss monster out, a second Etrain, so for this side we mill one with this, it doesn't actually accomplish anything. Because we'd still have a 23, because Etrain's attack stat is garbage. So I think we just set, tribute this out. Set, activate the skill. We have to get rid of the Innovator. We just cannot let that sit there. And then we just pass, unfortunately. She was so sad that Yuga returned to the future, but I don't think Yuga's story has ended yet because Yuamu talks about Road. Maybe Yuamu becomes Otis, though. That's the other thing they were hinting at. Ooh. I'll have to wait and see. Really. I think it's one of those things where Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s, not necessarily so much Go Rush, but Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s especially, has really fixated on leaving breadcrumbs that don't go anywhere. Like, they really like the bait and switch. So trying to, like, predict things becomes very difficult. Okay, just if you don't have another boss monster, I'm feeling pretty good here. If you have another boss monster, I'm feeling pretty bad here. Okay, this is okay then. So we're gonna lose one of our guys. We'll keep one of our bodies, which is nice. I would really like to have these TSAs back. That would be so nice. Because that gets me another Neoplandish back in the deck. That's a lot of cards. Okay, let's start with a Nature's Invasion. Let's pop that one. That is a really bad hit. That is very sad. Next up, we will summon out the Gekka. Do we not have any normals in grave yet? That's sad. We'll have to just force one in there then. I guess we always go Plandish. Do we need Plandish here? I don't think we do. We just go trains. I mean, we can do both, right, if we want. So I guess it doesn't really make much difference. We'll go with trains. We'll activate Gekka. Take back Lindo. I think we have to, from this point, commit to the Neoplandish, though. It's a bit awkward, because we don't really want to lose both of our bosses, like, this early. Activate the skill. I think we will just put it on a trains. Just in case. There's no way we have lethal, right? That would be, what, 22? And then that would be 11. Which is not lethal. Okay, yeah, so we will attempt to go for this. And then we'll go for this. Then we'll just pass. Imagine if this was another plant. We could have just made another Atrains. I don't know if that extra Atrains would have done much. We would have ended on this exact board anyway. Milled 2 trap cards, which is very good for us. That's not the end of the world. All things considered, we do have, like, okay defense stats. I don't think Yuga becomes enemy since he was wearing one of the Valgyrian's outfit, which is similarities in the end to Go Rush. And Yuga trusted Udius so far that when he gave his daughters to him. Yeah. I mean, like I say, it's hard to predict. I feel like they don't tend to, like, follow the standard, like, storytelling tropes. So it does become difficult to see where it goes. I'm just kind of there for the ride for the most part. We beat Machines, guys. Best deck in the format. Plants beat it in Gold 1, but it still counts. It still counts, everyone. How much more do we want to play this version of the deck is the question. I think we'll keep playing it for now. Like, we're still having a good time with it. We're on a bit of a win streak as well, so it'd feel bad to, like, to not, you know, to drop the deck while it's winning. Post-ban list. He's here. Roman Cassidy. It seems plant deck has potential. Oh, I don't know if I'd go that far. I think we've been getting a little bit lucky, and that is about as far as it goes. I think without the decent spell trap support, this deck is always going to be a little bit struggle street. Alright, can Essel find us? Double Essel. Double the chance of finding. There's a Plandish. We're not going to use it yet, because we're going to summon out this Essel and see if we can hit. And the trains for the piercing. Okay, we'll bring back Plandish. I don't need the mill. We will take it anyway. Okay, the trains to graveyard is very good for us here. We don't need the effect, but we... Because it only gives it if the trains gets the piercing, so there's no reason to worry about that. So we'll just swing. Boop. Now, do these guys have low defense? We were about to find out. There's an Essel. And is there a third Essel? Harpies. Ooh. Ooh. We played against plenty of Harpies. We don't need to play against Harpies anymore. Alright. Looks like our opponent does not have any way to get to our life. I mean, we don't have any way to get to his right now. That is a way to get to his life. So I'll go ahead and Tribute 2. Drop this. The problem is this only works if we have a normal monster. So if we want to actually get at his life, we have to use this effect, which is like awkward. I guess we'll drop Jasmine. We don't need that. We'll bring this out. We'll go ahead and activate Blizzard. Target this. We'll then activate Neo Clandish just to get the protection. Although the protection doesn't mean anything if we don't hit a monster that we want to hit, which is a bit sad, but... let's go for this one. That's what it is. It's probably going to be a 1400 butt, but like there's a chance it's not. Okay, that's fine. So now we can send that back to the graveyard next turn. So if this doesn't get outed, we just get to keep doing this infinitely. It's going to get outed, right? Yeah, it was a 1400 butt as well. Why are we bothering to change everything to attack mode? Is he just giving up? I mean, yeah, okay. I mean, I guess we'll take it. Alright, let's see what the next game's gonna hold. Hopefully a real duelist playing a real deck. Let's see what happens. What we really want right now is variety. Like, I would love to see an Overlord or a Cyburst or something. Even if we lose, like, it's fine. We're not playing to win. We're playing to see how well the deck performs and how it performs against different decks. Okay, Yuga is potential. This might be... Any deck that this could be, other than, like, aggro, is good for us for testing purposes. We have a way to flip a card up as well, so that's, you know, that's something. Like an Essel? No, because Essel puts us in a really weird spot. Because it'd be Essel there, then the monster we summon, and then we couldn't get a normal and Jasmine on the field. That's why I don't really like Jasmine. She's a bit weird. Having to require the normals is not ideal. 1, 2, 3... 2 back row. Ah, he got the God Hand. There's a trains. Guess we'll go Lindo, Jasmine. Activate Jasmine. We'll flip this up. Then we'll tribute out the trains. Do I even need to tribute out the trains? We don't need to. But it means leaving a 300 attack monster on the field. I suppose that's not the end of the world. It forces him to get aggressive on us. So we'll leave the trains in hand. That might end up being a mistake, but we'll find out. We'll swing in with this. And we'll swing with this. Okay, so he's playing machines. There is an okay chance this clears. Yeah! That's what we said. Machines don't play a lot of high defense monsters. So unless it was like an Essel, that would have been like the main punish. But keeping him low on resources is very, very good for us. It's Essel. So he does mill the Legend, which is very good for us. Gets out the Bicorn. I don't think you... No, you did need to hit a machine to get this effect off. So it was likely to happen anyway, so we can't be like, oh, he's sacked. No, it was going to happen. Okay, Bicorn tribute for Gold Rush. Gold Rush isn't going to accomplish much here. It's just, you know, you're going to clear the board, but you were always going to clear the board. Let's see. Oh, double tribute for... I don't know if I would have done that. I think I would have held that. Barrage of Steel, that's fine. That doesn't really accomplish anything here. I think this is very greedy to do this. I think he could get punished if I draw well enough. And he's just going for the damage as well, which is very greedy. So, like, we could very, very have... unfortunately, that hand is not going to do it, but... he's playing, like, kind of bad. But unfortunately, we just do not have a way to, like, punish it. So we'll set this. I think we just drop this down. Because it's not super easy for him to out. Like, he's going to out it, but, like... it's at least a little bit more difficult to out. Activate Neoplandish. We do hit a plant, which is quite nice. We'll go for the Blizzard, boost this up. The issue we have is that the trains are stuck in our hand. If we had another monster to set, I'd be feeling a lot better. Especially since our defense in this deck isn't, like, super terrible. We have a lot of, like, okay defense statted monsters. As is, if he just draws, you know, 2,200 attacks worth of monster, we do just lose. If we had drawn a good trap card, we would have been, like, in such a strong position because he's already used 2 of his back row hate. Oh, wait, no, he's only used 1? I thought he'd use 2. In which case, if he just draws a back row hate, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. I don't know what we could have even realistically have drawn that would have been, like, really helpful. Like, even Gekka doesn't get us out of this. Like, 1 extra body. And there's the second Barrage of Steel anyway. So he needs a 1,200 normal summon to win. That's not a 1,200 normal summon. Yeah, that's lethal though. Nothing we can do about it. Unfortunately, that's, again, not really a good replay because it was basically us brooking. So that doesn't really show anything off. And it doesn't really tell us anything about the matchup. Alright, let's go again. Let's see if we can find... we just need some real games. That's what we're really after. We want to play against real decks, and we don't want to brick. That gives us, like, a good indicator of how the deck actually performs. Okay, so it's Gavin playing an Archive skill. So this is probably going to be Harpies or Blue Eyes again, based on how things have been going. This hand actually does have some potential. Let's see what we can do. I'd rather not have Negate Attack this early, to be perfectly honest, but other than that... set, pass. That makes this hand a bit weird. Because I could use Tribute, pop it, get that out as a special, but then, like... I don't even think it's worth it. I think I'd rather just do Essel. If he had multiple set monsters, I would. I mean, yeah. I'll take a body. If I take this, I'd have to get that in the graveyard first. Yeah, alright, let's do it. Let's take Gekka. Oh, it's only normal summon, so it's irrelevant anyway. So we'll just tribute these to get this out. Normal this. We will set, and we will set. We'll go ahead and activate Shadowflower Blizzard. We'll boost this. Let's get greedy as well. We're going to attack with the 1400. Oh, it's a Plant Mirror. Okay, okay. We have the Life Lead, which is quite good in this. Let's see what he does. These back row then, one of them was activatable, so it's probably going to be Slime. It could be Negate Attack, and just didn't want to use this early. We have such a good setup here, though. Okay, Neoplandish is... it's like, it's a problem, but it's not like a really bad problem. I think we Negate Attack here, to be honest. I think maintaining tempo is so good here. But I just want to keep it going. If we draw back row hate especially, we're in such a good spot. Alright, now we just need to snipe the right one. That's where the problem comes in. We did hit a very, very good one. So, and he's just going to scoop it up. I mean, again, it's not a... I would like to save the replay to put in a video because it's a different deck, because it's plant. But he clearly bricked so hard that it's irrelevant. That's not a replay worth saving. It wasn't funny. It wasn't entertaining. It wasn't interesting. It's just kind of what it is. Alright, let's see what our next opponent's got. I think I do want to swap off this deck soon, though. I want to, like, customize it a bit. See what we can come up with. See what we can brew. See what we can cook up. Okay, so this could be aggro again, which would be really boring. Or this could be worms and actually be kind of based. Let's find out. Is our opponent boring or based? Let's see what he's got for us. Go on, do it. Play a worm. Play a worm monster. Oh, it's looking like worms. Okay. Oh, that's unfortunately. Unless he's hoarding maximum pieces. In which case, he's done this to himself. How do we want to do this? Gekka only works on the turn it's normal summon, so we can't use Gekka effect no matter what here. So I think we set this. Then we'd probably just go for the trains. I don't think it's worth doing anything crazy here. We'll go ahead and use Nature's Invasion. I think we are going to pop the back row. Oh, it is Set Mighty Gaze. Interesting. We'll flip this up. Activate our skill. Target our trains. The chances this thing has a huge butt is so low. So we're getting for the 26. Last turn. Go on, drop the max. Maximum. Maximum. Well, there's a chance he lives. I guess we just set this. Activate the skill. Go to battle. Let's just watch him use a trap card. Okay, it does have the slime. Does take the 2000. Pass the turn. Let's see what he does. He's got the Picklon, so we're just digging for the max. I'm guessing we have multiple middle pieces. He might scoop it up if he doesn't find the max. Tributes 2. Does summon out a Barrel Dragon. Okay. I've seen a few people on this version of the deck with the barrel. I don't know if I agree with the Barrel Dragon personally. Activates Peaks. Goes up to that 19. I mean, we don't have to let him kill our board. But I think we will. But then again, we have to use a back row. Alright, I think this is fine. We'll let him kill our board. We'll let him have the board. The board is fine. You may have my board. I welcome you to take my board. Alright, draw for turn. We'll flip this over. Then, what do we actually... Okay, he's just going to give up. He's just going to give up. Again, I don't think that's a replay worth saving, which is a bit of a shame. Poor Bean Guy. Yeah, poor Bean Guy. Unfortunately as well, our opponent had a really rough time there. But thank you for the follow, Jambo. Welcome on in. Bean Guy did his job, right? He's a soldier. He was on the front line. He did his duty. Just as a general, sometimes you have to sacrifice your soldiers. That's just how it goes. That's war. Alright, let's see what our next opponent's got. Rams. Gold 5 as well. Roa, which means this could actually be, potentially, a Royal Rebel deck. And not just a boring... Forest. Now, Manicus, I hope you aren't insinuating that Forest would be the correct thing to play in Plants, because I'm not going to say you're wrong, but I'm going to say I disagree. Set, and pass. You have the same line as Manabu in Go Rush. I don't know what that is. I'm trying to think now. All I can think of is Kemi, Kemi, Kemi. Oh, don't. No, he hit 2 bosses. He just gets a free 2500 guy. That makes me sad. I really don't like Essel in Royal Rebels, personally. I'm really not a fan. We're going to tribute both, get out another boss. Tributing this many bosses out this early with Rebels? Like, you haven't accomplished anything. Yeah, you can have the board, I don't mind. Take the board all you want, buddy. I mean, I guess if you want to, like, play it like this... I mean, I might not be able to out it, so in which case this could end up being really, really good for him. But it just feels wrong. We'll summon out the Essel. Activate the Essel. We will summon out the Bean. We'll flip over on Nature's Invasion, and we'll go ahead and pop this. Then we're going to tribute both and summon out our Etrains. Out she comes. We'll go ahead and give her a little boosty boosty. There you go. We're then going to summon out the man, the myth, the legend, the Bean, and then we're going to throw out the TSA on top. Because again, we don't really have the luxury of playing around stuff that we'd like to. Fill our deck with plants. That will make our Neoplandish more likely to come off, rather than putting anything else there. We'll weaken this. Because we all know, that Bean Soldier is truly better than the Doom Metal. Okay, so now he's lost a lot of resources already, right? Like, he's lost 1, 2, 3, 4 bosses. Which means he has a maximum of 5 left in the deck. There's one of them, so now he's got 4 left. Now he's got 3 left. Now he's got 2 left. We're going to use Buyer just to put another one back. So now he's going to back up to 4. Our opponent has gotten very lucky, though, to have all of this. Are we dead? That's, 47. I don't think we can afford to go to 200 life points. As much as I don't want to use the negate attack, if we're that low, he just summons a Doom and kills us. So we'll go Gekka, Gekka effect. Take back Bean. We will then... We have no way to, like, game him. That's the main issue we're having. I don't want to leave a 0 attack monster on the field, right? That seems really bad. So I think we're gonna... I want to get greedy, but, like, I don't think I can afford to get greedy. I think I have to get rid of the 0 attack monster. So we'll go into the Etrains. We'll summon the Bean. We're going to activate this. Boost this up. Set this. Set this. Go to battle. We are just going to attack over this. And we're going to clear this. Okay. Now, the only greedy thing we did was that we hold onto the Tribute to the Doomed. We could have popped the monster, cleared the whole board. This way we've left him with a guy, and that guy could potentially dig him into better things, so... about the Bean guy. Essel, limit 3 when? Yeah, I am so sick of Essel. We need to get her out of here, man. How he, Mambu told Udius wants to be able to win, you need to sacrifice your allies to win the war. Ah, okay. That does sound like something that Manabu would say. Also sounds like something that Gakuto would say. Okay, so we've used Reincarnation to get that back. We're going to use that, probably put back Doom Metal. We could just die here. That is the other issue. So he uses that, pops that, gains the 14, attacks over this for 16. Battle phase, okay. So he has another boss in hand. My man cannot stop drawing his bosses. Okay, that's actually quite a good hand. How is that happening? Right, we'll summon out Jasmine. We will go ahead and flip over on Nature's Invasion. We'll pop this. Okay, that's a really good hit. Now we are going to normal summon the Essel. I don't think there's a reason to use the Essel. We don't need anything else in Grave. So we're going to go ahead and tribute both. Drop down the big boy. Now the question is going to be... I don't think we can lethal is the primary concern. Because I can easily do 49, but I can't kill. If I attack over this, I think I have to set these. Like, to play safe. Otherwise, I could just, like, die to a Doom Metal play. But this still gets us 1,000 closer to winning. We'll have to see what happens. Go, Bean Guy! Don't let us down! Bean's gonna have to cower for now, but he's doing it not, like, as a coward. He's hiding strategically. He's taking up a defensive position. Death Doom Requiem. Can this guy please stop finding more and more bosses every turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's only got 4 left in the deck currently. There's one of them. So he's only got 3 left between his deck and his hand. Tributes both, gets this out. This is what we were worried about. This is why we set these. Boom. Take the 300. Good shit on. Okay, there is a world in which we can draw lethal here. Right, we can pop the boss, summon out our guy, potentially get him up to 35, which would be lethal. So I think we go for it. So we're going to flip over the Tribute to the Doomed. We're going to discard this Jasmine. We're going to pop this. We're going to go ahead and summon out both of our Acacias. Then we're going to tribute both to summon out the Neoplandish. Normal summon the Lindo. Activate Neoplandish. That's sad. I think we're still fine though. Swing over. Swing in. And swing in for game. And the plants have defeated the rebels. And that was rebels as well that kept drawing really, really well. So we weren't expecting to win that, but we will take it. We will always take it. And he played quite well as well. He did actually play really good. Is that Paco Taco Wako? Welcome, welcome on in. Oh, sorry, what is your name on this? Paco Wako Taku. His ass was probably hoarding the Doom Metal from last time. I mean, probably. Bean did it! Bean always does it. Hello, Dwan. Welcome, welcome on in. Hope you're having a lovely day. It's rare we see Paco, especially in the afternoon streams. Because for us, it's the afternoon. For you, Paco, and for, I guess a lot of people in chat, it's probably very early morning. Anyone over in America. Selection box. With it, this guy is role-playing, right? He has the treasure chest image. His name is Selection Box. Imagine his deck is all Selection Box cards. I see you, I foresee you subscribing with Prime. Thank you so much, I see you. You are really, really one of the most generous duelists in our community. It's like 8:43 a.m. I can understand that. I suppose it's not too early then. I suppose it depends. There's some people which are like, I'm not getting up before
C
1.
_you_I_4C_ you just subscribed with Prime.
Yeah, thank you so much, I4CU. I appreciate you. This hand is bad. Right, let's go Bean. Bean into Jasmine. Activate Jasmine. Flip this up. 1500 attack. Ugh. I guess we go with Trains. Like, it's... He's playing a deck that's going to be able to out us no matter what we do anyway. We'll drop the Natures. Pop this. Activate the Shadow Flower Blizzard. Boost up our attack. go to battle, and we'll just swing over this. Okay, so he has an activatable trap. So this was actually the correct hit. So we whiffed on our pop. We've bricked on another boss monster, which is not looking great. People roleplay as characters. This guy roleplays as a box. And isn't that really more based when you think about it? Like, let's be honest, right? Roleplaying as a character is fine. It's a little bit basic, but like, you know, there is merit to it. We do understand that. But, you know, you have clearly defined inspiration. You have clearly defined motivation. When you're role-playing as a box or an item, you get none of that. You've got to entirely do it off the cuff. Well, 3 back row. We know this one's chainable. We have a very big board to overcome. I'm not feeling confident here, guys. I guess we have to go for the Plandish, right? He's going to flip our guys up if we try and go defensive anyway. Activate the effect. And we hit a trap card. Oh, it's not fair. On the plus side, counter pigeons won't work if we attack the dragon. So I guess we'll just do that. He's going to flip this over. It's going to be a negate attack. Oh, so that means it's probably slime then. Yeah, I think I would protect the Harpy's pet dragon there. Depends what's in his hand. He hasn't got a hand, so... Let's see what he's got. Is he going to have something terrifying? This is like the 8th Harpy player we played against today, so... It's another Harpy's pet dragon! Please do not hit the good trap card. We're probably dead then, now that he's hit that. And Tribute to the Doomed. If he flip over another back row hate, please have another back row hate. Otherwise, I'm going to be so sad. Are we living on 100 life points? Is that happening right now? Wow. Okay. I mean, I don't know how we win from this position, but it's very funny. We can't use you. All set. Summon Essel. Activate Essel. Tribute 2? Summon a Trains. I mean, I could use the effect to bring back in a Trains, but like, what does that do? I think we just boost it up. Set 2, attack, and then pray. Like, we just kind of died at anything here. Like, negate attack kills us. That kills us as well. There's nothing we can do here. The moment Bean Soldier is the guy you have to bet on it. I mean, Bean Soldier is awesome, right? I mean, who doesn't love the Bean? He does actually get a second version of Bean Soldier, which is like Fire Bean Soldier or something. I can't remember exactly what it's called. Bean is like Karibo. I don't know how we're getting that analogy, but yeah, you know, he's here. Hello there, Sakadetsu. Welcome on in. He's always there when he's needed. Okay, I get that. Right, we'll play one more with this version of the deck. I think I kind of have a feel for how this version of this deck plays. I kind of have a feel for how exactly you have to sack your opponent to be able to do anything. So, ooh, nail to close out. Okay, that'd be quite good as well. I think after this, we're going to try and cook up something a little bit different. Obviously, it's still going to be plants, but we're going to try moving things around a bit, see if we can't get anything more interesting going. I don't like this hand, I can tell you that much. Unfortunately, that's 2 Geckos in the bin. We can maybe get them back with the TSA, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's see what he's got. Shocker. Let me guess, Chaos Femtron? Oh, no Chaos Femtron. Okay. Oh, so already something at 1 boss? Okay. All things considered, this is quite a weak Cyburst board. We actually get to keep a monster as well. And it's only the 23. This is Super good for us. Aha, take 300 damage, nerd. Okay, we can probably clean this up. Not big fan of that, not gonna lie. Unfortunately, this doesn't do anything now, so we're gonna tribute that and that. If we summon Essa, we'd have to crash. We can clean up the middle, but then we can't clean up the outside guys, which is something we'd really like to do. Unless I use TSA, which does not seem like it's worth using. I guess we will just use the Essel effect. I just want more cards in the graveyard for now. Where we hit 2 really good cards that we don't want in the graveyard, so that is catastrophic. Right, tribute those. Summon this out. We'll go ahead and activate the effect. We did actually mill a card we wanted to mill, which is quite nice. Set. We'll go ahead and activate Blizzard, target this. So we could just go for like a big chunk of damage. But like, I don't think we could just let him keep this. I think letting him keep Manny just means we can take so much damage on the crack bag. Let's see what he does. Let's see what he does. Type Change Beam and Gajumaru. I mean, we don't have Type Change... Wait, Type Change Beam doesn't work with Gajumaru. We need Attribute Bomb. Maximum Ragnarok. So you want this and this? Or we can do this and this? Okay, so we're summoning up one boss. It's the Atrashoot, which is the scary one. Only 29 right now, so that's actually not too bad. We are going to lose our whole board here, so we have to hope we don't brick. But there is some potential here. There is some potential. We can make a big turn. That is a kind of mid-hand. How do we... This is really, really bad hand. We have to get out in a trains, and I think we actually have to send one of our trains to the graveyard just so we get more draws. Oh, we can't even use the effect because the trains isn't already in our graveyard, so it's even worse than we had thought. We activate Blizzard. This is catastrophic right now. I could weaken this down and just get a bit more damage in, but then if he just summons the max, like, how do I deal with it if I don't just draw another out? I think we're going to do this. We're going to flip over the TSA. I don't really like the play, but I think we're kind of running out of options here. I need to get damage in so that I can actually try and close out the game, which is not looking likely, to be honest, with this hand. Well, I could just die this turn, and there's not really a lot I can do about it. Like, if he just summons the max, we're dead. Okay, so now he's going to use the skill. Use it on this and this, probably. We're taking 3,000, so he needs to do 1,800 damage to us with the boss monster he summons. That's the name. Seen it's coming out. Yeah, it does look like it's going to be kind of cool. Ah, that's a shame that he's just summoned out that. Most people just don't bother doing this. They'll just like sit there with it in their hand rather than summon it out. I suppose if it's the only way you have to out, then you could have just run into it at the 15. I don't know. Okay, well, we are living. Our opponent's on 28. I don't think there are many ways we could actually close this game out right now, but... Ooh. So we can get 15 in here, then 8 plus 8. Do we have enough cards? No, we don't. We're 1 card short. Oh, that's so sad. We need 1 more body. We need another copy of Gekka, and then we can win. But we don't have it, so we can't. That is very sad. That's very, very, very sad. I mean, we do what we can. So we'll summon out the Gekka. Activate the Gekka. Take back Bean. We'll set... Tribute over this. So I could summon these, tribute this out. Then attack over one of these for like 2,000, and then that's 800. That's the best chance we have. So let's just go for this play. So we need to hit... The way we win is that we hit a plant off the bottom of our deck. If the bottom card of our deck is a plant, we win the game. If I've done the math correctly. Sadness! Well, we did what we could. So, yeah, we'll show what we would have done. So this attacks here, puts them down by 1,000. This attacks here, which puts them down by 11. And then that would have been an extra 700 damage from the skill. That is so sad. That is so sad. That was lethal. That was lethal if we didn't whiff. How many spell traps do we have left in the deck? That was 1, 2, 3, 4. So we had 4 in deck. So that was a 33% chance to hit a spell trap. Ah, that's so sad. That's so sad. So how do plants work for now, Mr. Tomato? So plants are crap is basically what we've learned. We can still take games. We've beaten some of the better decks in the game, right? We have been winning some of these games. But I feel like every game we've won, we've kind of been sacking. So plants are just kind of bad is how they feel. It's like, if your opponent just doesn't do anything, yeah, you can beat them up. That's fine. But a lot of the time your opponent isn't going to just do nothing. And they'll beat you up. And there's just like, it's like, well, what else can you do? Well, that was our last game with this version of plants. So let's try and tweak the deck a bit and see if we can find anything. We were trying to tweak it a little bit before, and it was a bit awkward. Like, a lot of the cards, it's hard to, like, move things around. Plants are nothing compared to Giga Chad Vulcan. I mean, basically, plants feel like they're the most in a struggle street. But the only restriction is that we can only use monsters that have 1,400 or more attacks that are plant. So other than that, we're kind of good to do whatever. So, how do we want to build this? The first card that comes to mind is Siesta Torero. Siesta Torero, I think, has some good synergies in this deck. I think we don't need the Jasmines. I think... Do we need the Geckos? Kind of. Another thing I would like is just the extra Plandish. I think having more of this feels good. A Trains just doesn't feel very good. But I'm like, you can't take a Trains out of the deck, right? That's just not going to work. If we take a Trains out, there's no real reason to use this skill. Because all it does is basically give Neo Plandish an extra 300 attack. 35 isn't like an irrelevant number, but it's also not really super relevant. We still have to hit plants at this as well, so we are still going to want to run a critical mass of plants. I wonder if there are any other skills that is worth playing. Hammer Crush Deal? Like, is that even relevant? Set Mighty Gaze, I don't think does anything. Not really. We have plenty of ways to flip stuff up anyway. I guess at the end of the day, if we did take these out, we would just be building, like, bad aggro. Because Neo Plandish is, like... It would basically just be the new Ancient Arise Dragon, or the new... God, what's the card called? The new Trigger Drago. I run one of the Reborn spells, so I can get Piercing easier. The thing is, getting Piercing is not remotely difficult. The problem is that your opponent is usually bullying you so much that they're not playing monsters in defense mode. If your opponent's got monsters in defense mode, you're already winning. And at that point, like, again, finding the piercing or flipping the cards up with, like, Acacia or Jasmine is, like, so easy. I really don't think you need to, like, worry about that. And I don't think the spell card is, like, super good. Run 2 Plant Dish and 1 Reborn spell. Same boss ratio on paper, but enables the skill better. The thing is, I think the skill is shit. I think that's the problem. New Church Girl trap. I do not like that trap at all unless you're playing level 10 monsters, personally. If I was going to play a trap card that did something along those lines, I think I would rather just play the Recital. Like, I think Recital is just better unless you're playing level 10s. Then I'd play like Bliss. Because Bliss is really good if you have level 10s. Being able to change monsters face down as well is like, it's fine. That does, technically, that will make it easier for you to pierce over them. But that's only relevant if 1, they're playing very low defense monsters so you can get a ton of damage in. Or 2, you're playing the deck in such a way where you're trying to, like, maneuver around your opponent's monsters rather than trying to clear their board. Because there's 2 ways to play, right? There's go for the life points or clear the board. I think most people clear the board because clearing the board helps you win the game. It gives you tempo, lets you be in a state of control. Your opponent has to expend more resources to try and deal with your resources. Then there's the, like, go for the life point strategy, which again does work. Like, that's how, like, Noodles play, for example, right? But it means you're accepting that your board's going to get broken every turn. You're going to take a crap ton of damage back. I like Bliss as it enables the other Shadow Flower to gain life. I get that, but I think I would rather keep the body on board with Recital just to make tributing easier a lot of the time. As well as the fact that Recital does also work against piercing, whereas Bliss, you have to, like, take the damage and then you can flip something down. It's a weird one. I do like Siesta Torero for basically the reason you're saying, right? You can then flip them down, then flip them up with Priestess, which is quite a nice little combo, or you can just leave them down and then attack over them with Etrains and Plant Dish. I tried Bliss in Cyburst, but I didn't like it. So I've played Bliss in... I tried it in both Vulcan, and I've tried it in Worms, and I found it was actually pretty good. I do quite like it in those decks. I don't... After playing with it a bunch, I think 1 copy is about as much as I'd want. And it has come up a few times and won me a few games. So this card is like, it's not a bad card, like, by any stretch. It's just, I think it needs to be in the right deck, and it has to be the right situation. Because there will be a lot of situations where Bliss will be face down your board, it will do nothing. And also, if you have 2 copies of Bliss, it feels like ass. You just do not want to see 2 copies of Bliss. What I do think works quite nice is if you do have 1 copy of Recital and 1 copy of Bliss, because they can work together, right? They literally work in tandem. Whereas double Recital also works, but can get a bit funky, especially if your opponent does use something like a Tribute to the Doomed and pop your guy, then your Recital doesn't help you, right? Having 2 Recitals is useless. Whereas if you have Recital Bliss and then your guy gets popped, you can still use Heavenly Bliss to flip something face down, which can work depending on if your opponent's kind of already summoned for the turn or whatever. Alright, how are we doing this? Yeah, I don't think we can afford to run that. I think you have to stick with all 3 Etrains. I think that's the worst part, is I hate Etrains. I don't want Etrains in the deck. But the skill doesn't work without Etrains, because the skill just becomes give Plant Dish 300 attack, which is a shit skill. So, like, you have to play the Etrains, but I want the 3rd Plant Dish. The alternative is that we take an Etrains out, but then the consistency feels like it goes out the window. Take this out. I think we still need the TSAs, because they are what let us out maximums, and the same with Tribute to the Doomed. This deck is not very good at outing maximums. I think the Gekka package still makes sense to keep in. Because, like, we could access other limit 3s if we take the Gekka package out, but, like, what limit 3 would you even put in here? Like, Recital and some goats? Not Recital. Majesty and some goats? That's kind of it. You can't put any of the boss monsters in. You could put Call of the Earthbound in, but Call of the Earthbound is useless against a handful of decks. Like, it's really, really good against the decks it's good against. It's really, really bad against everything else. This might just be how we leave it at the moment, to be honest. Is Siesta Torero enough of a change? So the other cards we could put in would have to be a maximum of 1300 attack. I mean, Light Sorcerer is like, it's not a bad one, but it's quite a big package to put in the Light Sorcerers. And then we'd have less plants, which means Nature's Evasion is less likely to go off, Trains would be less likely to go off, Neoplandish's effect is less likely to go off. Bolt Tricorn, I don't know if we need that. What we might do is take out one of the Siesta. We'll leave 2 Siestas in. And we'll put the 3rd thingy back in. Because that should, like, work okay. You want to see the Giga Chad deck I made? Yeah, you can ping the list over and we'll have a look at it if you want. But for now, we will jump into a couple more games of rank with this. I think the Siestas might help out quite a lot. We'll have to wait and see. So it might just do nothing. I feel like the skill... Again, being forced to play a Trains, I think, is the worst part of this deck. I think a Train sucks. I don't want a Trains in the deck. Alright, Manicus has pinged us over his list, so we'll take a look at this. I assume you're fine for us to throw this... Aha. I see what you're going for. Pride of... Okay, so why... What is the logic here? We can... Right, my question is going to be, do you have a Discord? Yes, we do. And I think if we do this, it should come up. My question to you, Manicust, would be, does the skill ever do anything? Does it ever come up? Is it ever relevant? Because it seems like it is like the most useless skill in the world. Wait, what happened on his turn? Tributes to set. So that has 1000 defense. That's what you're telling me. Activate this effect. Set this. Activate the skill. Imagine this attack connects. It'd be so good. Swing! Ba 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 ba. I'm going to make it into an aggro list. I think. Do you have a Discord? Unironically, doesn't do worse than other decks. New ones, that is. I mean, to be fair, the new decks are a bit funky, right? So, right. Let me give you my footnotes on this. First off, are you okay if I share this list, Manicus? Are you okay with me putting it on stream? Because I know some people get funny about that. But my initial footnotes would be, what does this deck do that, like, just like Dragius doesn't do? Like, just regular aggro. Yeah, it's nothing special. Okay, let's drop that. I can clear Cyburst bosses, which is the reason I chose it. Okay. I mean, that makes sense. So we jump up here, we can just throw it in. So this is the list we're talking about. As we have to keep checking back to make sure it's not our turn yet. So the benefit here is that you can pop 2500 defense monsters quite easily. Also, the skill is a little bit better than like Hammer Crush Deal would tend to be. The sad thing about the skill is it just does not combo at all with the boss monster. That's what like feels the worst about it, in my opinion. Wow, our opponent's negate attack is already spent, so that's something. And we've got 2 Torners gone as well. Now the downside is, Oh, Christ. I think we've been high rolled, lads. We're going to be on 1,300 life points, and I'm not sure how our deck outs this. Yo, it's Whoop. Could you imagine? And that's still not lethal. Why are we doing this? You're going to put me down to 1,300 anyway. What is doing an extra 800 life points going to accomplish? It makes it so I can't Gekka? Is that the logic? Make the Gekkas dead? Like Gekka would save me. Well, there's Gekka. What do we do here? Hi to how have plants been? Plants are garbage. This is... I think this is one of the worst decks we've ever played, to be honest. Like, we've been winning some games. We've been doing okay. But... not many of those wins felt earned. A lot of the time it feels like we are just getting kind of lucky to win games. It's like here, I don't know how we win from this position. Now, to be fair, our opponent has sacked the absolute crap out of us here. Like, this isn't a good example of, like, the Blue Eyes plant matchup. But, like, I don't see any route that gets us back into this. We're now waiting for our opponent to find their third Tawna. That's all we're waiting for. And he's already put a Tawna back into his deck. What did he use to do that? Oh, he used TSA. So he's got 2 Tawnas left in his deck. Oh, he might only have 1 Tawna because he is playing the Righteous Dragon. Yo, it's K-Drizzle. What is a K-Drizzle? Oh, we can't even stall. We've drawn too many spell cards. Okay, well, we'll just go down swinging, I guess. Summon, activate invasion, pop a back row, tribute 2, activate our shitty skill, booster trains, activate talismanic seal array, put some terrible cards back in the deck. I'm gonna kill your Blue Eyes. You don't get to keep it. You're not allowed. Die. Did he open negate attacks and slime? Jesus. Okay. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what we do with plants. I really think plants are just like... without changing the... I think either the skill needs to be buffed or we need so many more cards for this to be viable. Like, it's so bad. Like, it's no wonder it's been performed. Because, like, again, we've played all the decks now, right? Buster Blader felt okay. It felt like it didn't win as much as we would like it to, but it still felt okay. And it was still fun to play. The Vulcan deck felt like it actually won quite a lot. It actually did feel pretty good. As well as... and there's the Tawna anyway, so we would have died even if we did draw 3 monsters in defense. The Vulcan deck feels pretty good, all things considered. I think it's probably the strongest of the new decks. Either that or the... what is the deck called? Worms. Worms do feel like they're in a bit of a weird spot. I think, right, we've got enough replays. We have enough replays that we don't have to keep playing this deck. We're fine on that regard. So we can change to a different deck. So now the question is, what deck do we want to just play for fun at this point? Because, like, testing-wise, I don't think there's much more to be gained from this. All we're going to learn is, like, the Blue Eyes matchup a lot more. So... Monkey Flip. Do it. What, you want me to use your deck? I mean, we can. We have to destroy something. We don't need this. We can fix it together. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go nuts. So the first thing we need is Pride of the 3 Calvateers. That is step 1 of the plan. Alright, let's put this over here so I can see it. You guys can just put up with that being on your screen for a bit. So we want this. We want 3 of you. We're going to want 3 of you. Looking for Essel. We're looking for Siesta. We're looking for the Sports Dragons. That's 3 of each. We're looking for Bolt Tricorn. That's it for monsters. We're actually on a lot of spell traps in here, aren't we? Oh, just like the edge of my nose is so itchy right now. Talisman Auxiliary is down here, so we can just do that. Then trap cards, we're looking at 1, we're looking at 2, and we're looking at 3. We've missed 1 card somewhere. What have we missed? Legend Spell, that's what we've missed. Right, so that can now go down. Behold, the deck. Alright. Let's try it. Let's try it out. Let's see how Monkey Flip. We got to change the name as well. Monkey Flip is born. I'm a Buster Blader believer. We don't need to fight you yet. I mean, I think without it, it's fine. Buster Blader might be good if Super Mini gives us the other Buster Blader. The thing is, it's one of those things where I really don't like the current Buster Blader list. Now, to be fair, Paco did make top 4 with it. Like, so there is something there. But I really don't think it's better than, like, Cyburst or Machine or anything like that. I think it's still, like, a tier 3 deck. It's just tier 3 decks can perform, right? They can just do well. Like, it's Rush. Any deck can take games off anyone else. Alright, let's see what we've got. Well, that's a good open because we don't have a way to search this. And I think we have to get one of these bosses out of our hand. We cannot just sit on it. 1700 defense, 2300 defense. Realistically, I think we're going to set this, which might end up being a mistake because there are a lot of monsters that can just clear this, but there are also a lot of monsters that can't. And I'd rather not take any unnecessary damage if I don't have to. Mystic Dealer. Okay, so we're going to assume our opponent is playing Overlord. Ooh, is this 7's Axel Road? Okay, it is SAR. Okay. In which case, setting this was definitely the correct play, because he would have just killed it. We have the small guy to recycle it. Yeah, that's the logic. Okay. So we definitely made the correct play there. Now the question. Oh, there is him. I think we go Sports Dragon Slugger, activate the effect. Bring this back. We'll drop the Witness. Activate Witness. Grab back Buster Blader. Go ahead and tribute these two. Then we summon Siesta Torero, flip one down, pop it. I guess it's worth it, right? There's no way that's not worth it. We can't attack with our other guys anyway, so we can just leave the Witness in defense mode. So we do this. We'll put back you. You're already about to go to our graveyard, so we don't need to keep you in there. Flip this down. Tribute 1, Tribute 2. Activate the effect. Pop that. We'll just set this. Go to battle. Swing to play around Recital. Swing in for 33. Okay, we had a turn. It didn't look awful. It kind of looked okay. Dealer's back. Back again. Did he sack for the win? Oh, that's scary. Oh, that's not too bad. Against this deck, we don't really expect our board to survive. The question is, how much damage do we take? Because we've already got them down to 17. Oh, wait. Oh, what? Okay. We have maintained Buster Blader. We did not think we would get this far. No, we don't have any dragons. That makes me sad. Do we threaten the lethal by summoning that? But then we could just die so easily on the crackback. Right, we're gonna YOLO this. Because this doesn't even threaten lethal anymore, does it? This just threatens to clear the board. I don't know why I thought this would threaten lethal. I was like, that's gonna leave him on 100. But I'm like, that doesn't clear that, so that's not threatening lethal at all. Either way, we've got the trap, so as long as it doesn't pop all 3 of our back, or as long as it doesn't snipe the correct one, we shouldn't die. Plus, we're on 57, right? Haha, you have popped our Dragon's Inferno! And you've popped our second Dragon's Inferno! You fool! I see we're back to Buster Blader. Did you find some new tech cards? So this is a Manicist special. This is the 3 Cavaliers. Is our deck. Our skill is Pride of the 3 Cavalteers. Yup. I guess we'll just toggle off. There's no real reason to do anything here. We're not anywhere near dying, right? Pretty sure we're not. If both of those connected direct, we would be on minus 400. So both of our guys would literally have to have 400 attack combined. So we'll just let them go. Well, we couldn't protect them anyway. It's just our life points we could have preserved. I mean, we can threaten lethal. Whether or not we can actually have lethal is another question. Sports Dragon. Tribute both. Summon. I don't see a need to use that. I could use the skill to change one to defense. Whoa, crazy. Then we'll just swing here. It is the negate attack. Okay, so we did have... I mean, it was that or slime to stay in the game. Nothing else would have saved him. But we've got our own negate attack. We've got our own slime. So we should be fine. Yeah, the spell trap removal has been my kryptonite at the mo. I didn't know what else to use. Hammer Crush is not the best to lose a card for. Plus, I need some monsters that reborn, so dragons were fine. I did think about Piercing Samurai for Buster Blader plus skill. It gets weird, though, if you're only using one boss monster that benefits from it. Is that Torna the Windweaver? Yeah, but how do you deal with all of my back row, my friend? 7's Axel Road. Yup. 7's Red Magician. Oh, there's the last back row hate. Ah, don't have more back row, buddy. I think here we do drop the negate attack. Because this lets us threaten lethal right now. Then if he has a slime, we use our slime to stop, like, to counter his slime. We might use this just to get cards out of our hand. How many bosses do we have left? We have one boss left. We have this to put cards back into our deck, so that's fine. We'll do that next turn. We set this. We are going to use our Tribute to the Doomed, because again, we just want to get cards out of our deck right now. Or our hand. We'll pop that. Again, we can summon this and just, like, put some bosses back in our deck immediately. That's not a bad shout. I don't really want... Do I want you back in my deck? I don't really, but like, milling with you seems bad. Right, we'll just do it. We'll do it. We'll just put them back in. I don't want to mill because my deck's looking kind of thin. Is the primary concern. We'll set this. There is no reason at all to leave this in attack mode. Attack! Yay! Well, 100% win rate. We could retire now. If the skill flipped face down, then I'd be okay with split. If the skill flipped face down and actually worked with Shield Boring Kong, the deck might actually be really good. But it doesn't. Like, if you think about it like that, that turns your boss monster into a card that is always 100% of the time online. That would be actually crazy. At that point, you know, you might actually be like, oh, and even in like an aggro like style build, I might consider playing this over Dragius because it doesn't even have to attack to get rid of a monster. It's so good. Hey, Lancer. Dancing with the Dino. See, now this is where stuff gets a little bit funky though, because we do not have an easy way to get our boy into the graveyard. So, like, we could just summon out the Essel, but, like, I really don't like the idea of just leaving it in attack mode with nothing to gain. Like, we're just inviting damage for free. Okay, it's machines. So this will actually be potentially a really good test to see if this deck can somewhat compete. Oh, no, it's my guy, he's gone. Okay, okay. Well, let's summon, activate. 2 of those in the grave. We just, for the people who don't know, we just built double Shield Boring Kong. That's not ideal. We can put them back. So like we're kind of fine on that regard. Alright. We'll tribute both of these. Drop this guy. Normal summon. We'll go ahead and activate Siesta Torero. We're going to put both of these and Siesta Torero back in. I think we kind of need the bosses in the deck, you know, and we kind of want Siesta Torero to keep that going. I don't think it matters which one we hit, to be honest. We're going to change the other one to defense mode either way. I guess, yeah, we'll just put this one down. Then we'll activate Shield Boring Kong. Set this. Activate our skill. Does this lock us into anything? No, thank God. Imagine if it did. That would be so terrible. To battle! Go! Aha! Attack directly, my Siesta Torero. Is going to use the buffered. And then we'll just pass. Okay. This Shield Boring Kong beatdown. This is a weird one. Like, obviously, this is a combo we always knew about. My major concern, or my major thought is, do we even need to play this skill to have this deck do basically exactly the same thing? Like, changing a monster to defense is, like, relevant for this sort of situation when we've got a bunch of weenies out. But we don't technically need to. We could just play this deck without that skill which has limitations on it and just put something else in. Oh, don't just pop my guy for free, jerk. Psychics are going to Limo 2 back row removal. Maybe something funny there. No, we should have attacked to check for NA/widespread. But if it was widespread, we would have just lost our guy. We have you engrave, so we can summon you. Activate your effect. Get this back. Guess we tribute 1, tribute 2 to summon this. We know he has back row to like mess with us, so we're gonna do this. This is the hard part. I think we're gonna get rid of the Heavenly Bliss because there's a good chance he has more back row hate. That is the logic. As well as, you know, an extra body means we can protect ourselves a bit better. We'll swing in here. Then we'll pass. The alternative Hammer Crush deal. The skill is just a built-in counter to Cyburst. I hate Cyburst. I mean, you're not wrong. Like, in some matchups like Cyburst, it could be specifically quite good. It just feels bad that we can't pierce over the defense monsters once we get them in defense mode. That's what sucks. Like, there's no built-in pierce in any of this. It's like you say, the only way to do that would be to use Piercing Samurai. And then sometimes it works quite well with Buster Blader, but otherwise you just have to rely on like the 1200 guys. And 1200 pierce like isn't terrible, but it's also not like fantastic. What are we thinking of, buddy? What strategy could we possibly be formulating right now? You got this. I believe in you. You've got the brain power. Whipping out the calculator. How do we find it? Can we find the lethal line? Oh! I mean, again, there's nothing we can do about that. Like, no matter how we played that, we still died to that exact attack, so... Here's whatever it is. Definitely a pro fear roll. Well, it's playing the machine, so probably. Probably just going, but what? Over and over. Alright, let's try again. Let's see if we can perform a little bit better. Unfortunately, again, that already goes to show the machine matchup maybe not that great. Sakuria. Okay, is this going to be cringe aggro player is the next question. We're going first with Airsoul, which is always a bit sad. Right. The old set 5 pass, let's see what he's got. Let us see what our opponent has for us. Hello, Cyclone. Welcome on in. We're not actually playing plants anymore. Maybe I should change the stream title to reflect that. I don't even know what to change it to. I have nothing set up for this. Monkey Flip, Boring Kong, go burr. Alright, are you ready for the spice? Sports Dragon picture. Flip over Dragon's Inferno. Pop the back row. Then, we'll flip over the Rising Light Essel. Activate the effect, mill 2. Put the Buster Blader in the graveyard. Witness of Dragon Destroyer. Activate Witness. Take back Buster Blader. Right? We're following along. Everyone following along. If you are, then you know we have just won the game. Tribute 2. Summon out Buster Blader. Summon out Boltracorn. Tribute 2. Summon out Shield Boring Kong. Activate Shield Boring Kong. Pop this. Wait, are we 100 off? Are we 100 off lethal? I forgot Shield Boring Kong is 23. I mean, there was no other way to get to this stage anyway. We are going to do this because it's funny, though. We're definitely doing this. Unleash hell! 100 life points, bro. 100 life. We've got the TSA as well, and the slime, so we're in such a good position. 100 off, man. That's so sad. Draw for turn. I mean, we have a Shield Boring Kong. We can go again. If he's got anything in the back row, it stops us, though. But, I mean... We gotta go for it, right? Oh, we don't have to. We do. We have to go for this, right? We're not going for this. Who do we have in graveyard currently? We've got both of them, so it doesn't matter. We'll set the one with more defense. Activate Shield Boar and Kong, because this plays around Recital at the very least. To battle! Attack! So, negate attack or slime. Attack again! Pass turn. Combustion for game. Imagine. Overlord jump scare incoming. I mean, it can't be on Overlord, so we know we're kind of fine from that. Just seeing that the cards that he's got. Actually, he's only played Machines and Spellcasters. What is he playing? Is Bro on Tribute Lock? Too bad you ain't got Sparks. Could you imagine? I mean, I can't threaten lethal because this thing has 0 attack. Profound sadness. To battle! Attack! He has no delay! Oh, if he had any attack! No delay, no way to punish! We put this in defense over the other one because we were like, well, if it gets attacked, we want it to, like, survive, right? Go on, hit this one. Hit this one. Yeah, there's a good girl. Alright, what else you got for us? Set. We need a tribute monster. We need a tribute monster to play the game. Oh, this is agony. To battle, attack. He is playing Magnum Overlord in Hammer Crush Deal. Oh my god, we could just randomly die. Brother in Christ. We don't even have a negate attack left. We're gonna lose this game! We're going to lose! Okay. Where is this going? Yeah? Draw? I mean, if this connects, he just dies. So that tells me he's got probably one of these or a negate attack down. I think we have to use this. Wait, has he got the Siesta hold? No way. Does he have it? Does he have it? There's a delay. He's got to have something. It's got to be Siesta Hold, right? It has to be Siesta Hold. We're going to use the Siesta. We'll put these back. We're going to flip this down. Swing. Swing? That had to be Siesta Hold. Why didn't he use it? Mate, if we were so close there to him just dropping a Magnum Overlord against us. Oh, could you actually imagine if we had lost that game? That would have been so funny. Why was he playing Hammer Crush Deal? Right, let's take a look at this deck. Let's take a look. It's Magnum Overlord with Hammer Crush Deal in a... Wait, what was his back row? It was Tortoise of Greed. It was Greed. Oh my god, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. Oh, my man is cooking. My man was decided, I'm going to run 2 Tortoise of Greed, we're going to play Hammer Crush Deal for the extra draw. But we're still going to play 38 card deck. I respect that so much. Mad respect to this lad. He's also committed to only playing spellcasters and machines, despite being on Hammer Crush Deal, so he can play whatever the heck he wants. It's so good. Want to watch a replay? Yeah, we can watch a replay quick. We've been playing games all day. We can take a break for a replay. This is not the place for replays. Replays are over here. Friends. Where is my man? There he is. Versus Caleb. You only play Rush? We do play Speed as well. But we do primarily play Rush. And Rush has just had a new content drop, so we're obviously going to focus on that. When we play Speed, we only play one deck, basically. Which is Fluffle Orcust. Although, on our other account, we haven't played it on stream. But we are building Earth Machine, and we do have Constellar. So that's kind of it for my Speed stuff. Okay, Primal Howling hits the back row. So we got a Worm Mirror by the looks of things. Attack over that, get him for 16. Summon out Drillzard, summon out Picklon. Picklon discards Build Dragon. Summon out another Build Dragon, flip over the field spell to give the boost. The boost doesn't really mean anything in this matchup, though. It does let us activate Build Dragon's effect, though, to bring back a normal one from the graveyard, so we bring back Drillzard. We then summon out another Drillzard to clear the board. So it does deny us resources, but now our board is looking rather crap. So with a Tribute to the Doomed, we can pop that out of the way, summon out 2 bodies, Tribute for the middle maximum piece, and that is lethal. Unless our opponent has something. They do have the Buffered Slime, which they will use. I don't know why you wouldn't use it on the first attack. You just save yourself a little bit more life points. We're then going to get out the middle piece of the maximum again, boost it up so it can attack over our opponent's maximum, and we're going to go back into just crashing, which is once again we're in a very vulnerable position where any 2500 will clear this. And there it is. That is just lethal unless our opponent has negate attack. It is the negate attack, which does keep the game going. Summons out the maximum Worm Excavator, the heavy cavalry Draco. Let's see what he's got. Activates the effect, puts back the trap, which is not probably going to be very relevant. We do also pop our opponent's negate attack. So now we need basically a maximum of our own and like a very specific, like we need to like pop a field spell to get the extra draw, which we are doing. So this is going to clear the max. Probably shouldn't be lethal this turn, but because we can put a card, destroy specifically a field spell. Oh, and we have the TSA. Just to rub salt in the wound, we had the out already, but why not also drop the counter? There it is. There it is. Maybe swap dragons for Currybot and 2 Hammer Crush. And the last 3 slots Samurai. Maybe. The problem is, Samurai is like such a weird card, right? Where sometimes it's like really, really good. In the right matchup, it's like utterly fantastic. But I only like speed. I mean, I also very much do like speed. I just also play a lot of Rush, right? That's just kind of where we are, right? Draw TSA from the pop field spell, max luck. I mean, you know, you summon the maximum, you get the max luck. That's just how it goes. I want to keep trying this build for now before we start mixing it up. Because we've only played a couple of games, right? I want to feel it out. See how often the back row hate feels kind of mid. I don't think what else. Like, you could do, like, Aqua Engine and then play Hydration. But that's kind of the same thing. It doesn't really fix any of the issues, I guess. Just trying to make it work without changing the essence because I'm having more fun with this than the other new decks at the moment. See, I still think Vulcan is very fun to play. Buster Blader is still very fun. I haven't tried out the Spellcaster build that Paco made, but, like, or I think it was actually, I think Volt made it and then Paco refined it. But, I want to try that build out and see if it feels any better. I just feel like the Buster Blader deck oftentimes does feel like you still have to get like a little bit lucky to like really make things go in your favor. Like it can hold its own, but like, is it going to consistently beat all the other decks? I mean, I could try and attack over these, but I don't know what our opponent's got. Alright, let's just go for it. We'll go Bulk Tricorn. This will be our first mill. It's not the greatest mill in the world, but it could be worse. We'll summon out Witness, and then we'll just mill the Buster Blader. Here we go. Not the best mills. Alright, let's start by attacking with one of these. Let's see what we're working with. Ooh. Okay, not the best. We were kind of hoping this was going to be like a Magnum Overlord player, and that he wouldn't have high defense monsters, so we could get in for a little bit of early chip and reduce the amount of resources that he had. What is this? Is Seven's Axel Road playing an Aqua package? Okay. Unfortunately, this is the exact kind of board that Seven's Axel Road wants to be staring down, so this is a little bit scary. Although if that's all he's got, we don't really care. I mean, there's no way you don't just clear the Torero yet. Right. All things considered, that could have been so much worse. We have our boss now. No matter what, we're doing something with this, so we might as well slap it down. Why didn't I use this first? I'm just being an idiot. Still no guy. That's very sad. We should have done that first. I keep forgetting it's not the turn it's summoned. We'll set, go to battle, and then we'll just try and swing over this. Again, if we get back row off of him, that's completely fine. We'll just pass on that. Our back row is a bit funky right now. Well, unfortunately as well, we've also seen all of our Witness of Dragon Destroyers, and we've seen 2 of our copies of... Ooh. Okay, we'll flip up Slugger. We'll flip over Dragon's Inferno. We're going to go ahead and pop this one. Then we're going to go ahead and activate Dragon's Inferno. And we'll pop this one. Then we're going to go ahead and tribute both of these to summon this out. How greedy do we want to get here? He plays lots of 14s, but I really want to get greedy. Like, I really, really want to get greedy. Wait, do we not? That only changes attack mode. Okay, that's fine then. That makes our decision for us. So if we use that, there's not a lot we do off of it, other than just put a load of cards back into our deck, which we don't need right now. I think we just go battle. But this clears here, assuming that back row is nothing. Then we do just get to slap in for a big chunk of damage, then we'll pass. What was the card we put? It was Seahorse Carrier. So we would have had lethal if this worked on face-up defense monsters. Shame Ghost got limited. No. I do think one of the most annoying things is when your opponent has like 6 back row removal. Like it's just frustrating more than anything else. So I'm quite happy to see that get hit. Alright, we just go battle here. We just swing. 1. Oh, he's got Recital then. It's got to be Recital. Let's see what this is. Is it a 1400 butt? It's not. So we pass. Part of me... It's difficult to hit Ghost Cyclone in a way where you don't let any of the decks that already have their own back row removal have it, but still let everyone else have it. It's very awkward. Like, the only way I think you feasibly do it is, like, a weird, like, make every back row hate, like, limit 2 or something. You know what would be funny? Put it limit 4. The first limit 4. Well, that's our only good card gone. Our only good trap. What's our opponent got left? He still has negate attack. Alright, let's go Talismanic Sealer Ray. put these back. I guess we do one of these. So I can put this down to 400. And that's lethal now. So then we'll set. I could also activate this if I want to put more cards back in the deck. Yeah, you know what, why not? Let's put this, this, and this back in the deck as well. Flip this down. Attack! Hey! What was his reaction? He had a delay. So he had something he could do there. Speed doesn't even have limit 4. I know, but that's because speed's a different format, right? Rush duels need limit 4. Now, again, is that a sensible decision? Probably not. Would it make sense? Probably not. Would it be really funny and kind of solve the problem? Kinda. It was Combustion Crisis Trust. Why would you not just activate it in the end, though? Just do it. Just flip it over. Full YOLO. Well, win and we'll gain a rank. Imagine we actually make it to King of Games with this deck. Alright, so it's Gavin playing a Gavin skill. So that makes me think it's probably going to be the Ice Arc deck, right? What next? Limit 5, 6, 7, 8, 20? Limit 20. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Have to limit... then we have to have limit... We don't have to. Don't have to have it. You could have it. Okay, let's get these two going. Then we're gonna... Which one did he tribute? Which one of these got tribute set? So he set, then tribute set, I think. So it should be the middle one. Hey, alright, now we're gonna summon out Witness. We're going to activate Witness. Boo. I'm going to summon this out, because why not? Why not, eh? Now the problem is this deck plays a lot of monsters that have like 1,000 defense. So, I think the safe hit is to do this. Ah! We could have gotten greedy. We could have been so greedy. That's one of the few low defense monsters they play in this deck. Ice Arc without post-ban Lister Scope. Ah, yeah, that's right. I forget that. Yeah, they have the restriction on it, don't they? How do you think heroes seem in Rush? Heroes don't seem very good. There's potentially something, but they just feel like they don't have enough broken tools. They have a Miracle Fusion, which is the actual Miracle Fusion card. But that's kinda it. Their fusion monsters leave a little something to be desired. Right, we'll drop the Dragon's Inferno. Go ahead and pop that. There's Trivia Lot! Okay. I guess we'll just summon out Witness again. Just keep putting cards in the graveyard. One of these days we'll have to hit something good, right? I think we'll just set this for now. To battle! Attack! See if we can clear this. We probably can't. We cannot. And we'll pass. I really want to just hit the Buster Blader. I feel like if Buster Blader hits the graveyard, everything falls into place. But we just can't seem to get him in there. We either draw him really early and we just use him, or he's at the bottom of our deck and we never get to mill him. He must have Sword and Shield set. No, he's got Buster Blader! That's not fair. That's our card. See, he found his when he just activated it. That's not fair. Skyscraper kinda busted. No need skill to boost monster, just attack, gain 1,000. Yeah, but you don't have skills in the physical game. So he has a Buster Blader. So he's gonna summon it out. Then what's he gonna do? He'll have 2 cards left in hand. There's one of them, which is the Siesta Torero, which does nothing. If he activates the effect to put cards back in his deck, it helps us because we take less damage. We're just going to use Speedy Performer on the Torero. Then we're going to tribute both for the Buster Blader. And then it's going to come down... That's not a Buster Blader. Spectral Squall. So he hasn't actually used any of his bosses yet. He's just... Oh, he didn't put... Wait, he didn't put it back in his hand. He left it in there? What is this deck? We've got Swift Gaia. We've got... Does Swift Gaia work with this? 7 or higher work. Huh. Didn't think about that. So yeah, you can just play Swift Gaia, and then you don't even need to give a shit about the Kime Ruler. We have dragons in our deck. So we're about to die. Did we die because we're playing dragons? I think we did. I think we literally just died because we're playing dragons in the deck. Now, alright, it's kind of a niche situation. But maybe Dragon Engine isn't the best way to go. Yo, Iceark won. Well, to be fair, Buster Blader won. We died to Buster Blader. Iceark didn't actually accomplish much. It was the rank up that was going to happen. We don't care about the rank up. Yeah, the way I look at playing Rush is getting King of Games is free, right? There is no actual effort required to get King of Games. You will get it if you just keep playing. So like, there is no rush to get it. I don't care about getting into King of Games. So like, the actual rank up games is whatever, right? Wait, was he playing Buster Blader and Iceark? Yeah. Look at his deck. You can take a peek. He was playing the Swift Gaia and Buster Blader with 2 copies of Iceark, which cuts the number of high levels down. The only problem with this list is it's a little bit sacky, right? Because if you use the skill, you can... Where is it? Send up to 2 Dark Attribute Warriors with different levels, or different names. So because of that, you only have 3 targets for it. So that gets a bit funky to begin with. Then Buster Blader, we have no way to search it, so much like our deck, he just needs to sack into it with Witness, which he did and we didn't. Right? If we had sacked the Buster Blader early with our multiple Witness activations, like we would have been in a much better position. I also don't really like Tribute Lock in here. I'm not really sure why we're playing it. He low-key might be cooking. I mean, yeah, legit, like, this deck has potential. I think, though... Right, there are a couple of things I would say about this deck. First off, we're only playing 2 Piercing Samurai, which feels a bit low. Obviously, Piercing Samurai doesn't work with Iceark, but this is going to be the main way to get damage in. On top of the fact, do we need triple Speedy Performer? And do we even really need Masaki? Masaki's, like, not a bad card. It does add a bit of aggro, but, like, it doesn't fulfill or further the strategy. Speedy Performer as well. Like, it helps your guys beat over other 25s. But, like, it's only really helping these 3 out. Like, Iceark's going to gain 1,000 anyway. So he doesn't care. Buster Blade doesn't care either. He's already 26. So I don't know. I think this is like... There's something here. Like, I don't think you probably need Yami Ruler at all. You probably just take this out for more copies of these. Then you've got the Avian Spell Tactics, which... Again, is a bit awkward. Well, I think with that, 3 o'clock has rolled around, which means we will probably be ending things here. But we had a good time. We got to play some plants. Not the biggest fan of the plants, if we're being honest, but, you know, they're okay. I think this has solidified my opinion that plants are the worst deck from the new box, which is a shame because I do quite like the plants, and the plants have never really been good in the physical game, so I was hoping they would be good in Duel Links, but if they're not going to be, it's just kind of sad. But we will be back again on Thursday. We will probably play in the Angel Cup, assuming that goes ahead, which means we'll play, I don't know, maybe like Vulcan or something in that, just try it out. But thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye bye.